Okay.
There we go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Curse of the Vistani, episode 20. We are currently down 2 people this time. Aurora and Curio are not here. Curio will be late, and Aurora may or may not make it. We're not sure.
It's ladies' night until they show up.
Yeah, girls' time.
Can we put a wig on Callan and make him one of the ladies for the day?
Oh, gosh.
He's
Sure.
an honorary lady.
Wow. Don't let him hear you say that.
Well, I mean, he's stick. I don't think Mara would allow him not to be.
All right, so last time, you guys finally managed to break out of the time loop. And Saflin had a very touching reunion with her mother.
Yes.
And we got presents.
Yes, and you got presents. You each got a new item to add to your accoutrement.
Yes.
So, it is still the morning, just after breakfast has ended. You guys have your presents. Are you guys planning on sticking around for a while, or are you gonna head out right after breakfast?
I do have a
Don
thought.
sticks a wig on Callan. What?
Would our water still be fresh, or should we refill it?
I mean, we
It
could
should still be
definitely
fresh,
refill
but
that
yeah.
while we're here.
Yeah. I'd like to refill our water flasks.
That's doable.
I'm assuming we've had breakfast here.
Yes, you have eaten breakfast.
I have stolen pocket bacon.
Okay.
More pocket bacon. I'd like pocket bacon too. Just keep me away from the kids, please. I don't want to be bit.
We have all filched pocket bacon.
Yes.
All right. Son plays fetch with Moro and Callan. Oh, geez. So Callan's fetching, is he? Or are you throwing Callan to fetch? Callan is stick. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a sight in my
Callan
mind.
is stick.
Yes, Callan is stick.
All
Yeah,
right.
assuming that we've filched our pocket bacon and refilled our water flask, I would
Yes.
probably suggest to the group that we head out because we're already kind of behind on our wellness check.
Okay.
Yep.
San says, wait, booze.
What about it?
I'm guessing she wants some. Question is, which booze does she go after? Do you get the booze back that you took? You could probably sneak off to get some of the booze from the servants' quarters. So you can probably get at max 2 bottles.
Where's she gonna hide them though?
3, and she has a sack.
Yeah, she has like a little satchel. She doesn't have a bag of holding, but she has like a little pouch.
Yeah, we'll say. All right. If you can get a good enough stealth roll, I'll let you get 3. If not, then 2. So roll stealth.
Stealth or sleight of hand?
Either.
Okay.
23 is good enough. You get 3 bottles.
Oh god. Okay, I need to figure out why Roll20 has suddenly decided that I can't read any of the numbers. They're gray on yellow.
Ooh. That's
Yeah,
yucky.
like I can't read any of that.
That's yucky.
Gray on yellow.
Excuse
That's an odd combination.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I have to hover to see what the number is because I can't. That's not readable.
And she likes the new cloak. Oh, is the cloak what gave you advantage there? Oh, very nice. That's right, it does give you advantage to stealth, doesn't it? That's going to come in really handy for you.
Yep.
You are going to be the stealthiest one in the party, by far.
I'm gonna try to refresh Roll20 because I don't know what's going on with it.
Okay. All right, so you guys get your pocket bacon, you refill your water, and San steals some booze. Is that all you want to do before heading out?
I know Faradale was saying he wants to ask if he can see in the vault, but I don't know.
See,
Said he wanted to do
Ask
it
a bunch
15
of
I knew you
times.
guys were wanting to do that, and I was trying to give you opportunity to at least ask.
Yeah, Curio was going to ask about 15 times.
Yep.
Right.
And my guess is just tail swishing back and forth, like, please, 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 giving kitty cat eyes.
So Curio, being the incessant
Curious cat.
curious cat that he is, keeps asking to see in the vault, and after about the 12th time asking, Pax finally like, oh fine, you can take a look. Brimble, let him see. So Brimble takes Curio and San.
Kind of want to know too, but I don't want to impose.
Yeah, anyone who wants to see.
I mean,
can go see.
I did die.
Yeah. So
Good, not
Brimble
knowing.
goes and activates the 4 statues, trying to be sneaky because he doesn't know you already know the code. And then he comes and fetches you guys to come take a look at the vault. And as the doors to the vault open, it's kind of like magically lit in here. There's a nice like round room just filled to the brim with all sorts of goodies. There's a bunch of gold piled up. There's staffs and rods and weapons and spell scrolls.
What's that stealth check for us on? A sleight of hand.
Oh
Trying
my.
to filch something.
So
In front of Brimble?
I will say that any stealth, any attempt to steal something from here will have to be at disadvantage.
Oh, so you would have to go again.
Because Brimble's right in front of your
Because
face.
Brimble is going to be keeping a close watch on all of you, and you're not allowed to go in. You're only allowed to look in. So
We're in the door frame.
So
We're
you'd
not allowed
have
past the
to.
threshold.
It would be very difficult to get something in this case.
Yeah.
You could probably snatch something from like right at the entrance. So, if you're going to steal, it would have to be at disadvantage, which for San would just be a straight roll instead of an advantage roll because it counteracts each
San,
other.
Your token is
Not
in
here.
the Black Abyss, maybe? Or aha.
Where is her token?
Just hadn't been moved.
Where is it?
Yeah, I don't see it on the map. I see Morrow. I don't see San.
I don't see San either, so let's bring her out.
Did you kick her to the abyss? Meaning completely off the map?
Yeah, is she in the Fog of
There
War?
you go. Alright, so San is there now. Not sure what happened to your character, but you're there now.
Maybe she went invisible.
Alright, so your stealth check, you get a 24. Alright. And...
Yes, chat cannot see you typing. This is accurate on your overlay meteor.
Oh, thank you.
They can see it on mine.
Alright, rolls. I forgot to update the rolls tab. There we go. Okay, so your stealth is pretty good. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand. And I'm going to go to Brimble's page and roll for his perception. Wow. 24 and 25.
Nice. Can I attempt to perceive San doing this?
Sure.
I mean, I don't think my roll's gonna beat that, but
All right. So his
Nope.
perception is a +6. So 6.
yeah. So Son is going for 1 or 2
Oof.
gold or whatever's close by.
Oof.
Wow, that was a bad roll.
He
Would
does
he have
not
it-
see anything.
Would he have advantage because he's alert?
Probably. I was debating that already.
Pardon the Velcro. My brace is hurting a little bit. I'm trying to adjust it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow, he really ain't seeing anything.
He's just very trusting of you all. He doesn't think you're after having died and just given you gifts. He's not expecting anyone to try and steal something.
It's like,
So-
I just gave you things. What more could you want?
Exactly.
They wouldn't be
So
that
Standing
greedy,
farther
right?
back.
what's that?
I'm just standing farther back. I'm just looking through the door.
Yeah, I'm in the threshold, just looking. I did an investigation roll to see if there was anything of note from what I could see, but that was the only roll that I did. That was well.
So yeah, there's various spell scrolls and just all manner of weapons and like gems, artifacts. You also did an Arcana and got a 20. Your rolls are pretty good right now, son. All right, I will have to get back to you about what you pilfer. I'll have to figure out what you get from in there.
Do something here. What was our reward from the?
From what?
Did we get the monetary reward at the guild, right?
Yes.
Later.
Yep.
Okay, so nothing here. All right.
Correct.
So we just got our presents last time, and that was it.
Right. So you would have to like send word back to them.
Okay.
With the
I
sign.
was just making sure I hadn't missed anything because I
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah.
notes.
If we send word to them that it's completed,
Mhm.
do they send the money to us for the
Yeah.
reward?
Yep. They'd send it via probably the
In
same
theory.
messenger.
Okay.
All the times for me to
alright,
have
Son.
not taken animal messenger.
Son, what kind of thing are you trying to steal? Weapon, spell scroll, money, what? You have to choose one
Son
thing.
had said 1 or 2 gold or whatever's close by, but
Okay.
I don't know if
Oh,
that
she's
decision
saying
has
whatever is
changed.
whatever was
Alright.
close.
Yeah, I did see the 1 or 2 gold. Okay. With your roll, if you're just going for gold and not items, then we'll say you get 25 gold with how well you rolled.
That's significant.
There's just a stack of gold. She didn't even get the
Wow.
whole thing. That's how much was there. That's another reason why he didn't notice, because it was already in a big old stack, and she just grabbed a handful and stuck it in her pocket.
Well, there you go, Son.
Maybe his head
Just
was
add
turned
that to your
talking
character
to.
sheet.
Right.
Maybe his head
So-
was turned talking to Saflin.
Yeah. That gives you like just a little hint of just how much is in this vault.
Tons.
They have lots of
Yeah, I don't
goodies.
trust my rolls to try to pull that off.
And that also can tell you why they were so protective of the vault and not
Yeah.
letting anyone near it.
Yep.
Part of me still wants a fancy party dress for Luna, but eh.
Okay.
I'm
So
sure I'll be able to get one later.
you get your gold. You guys kind of finish up looking in there, and he's like, "Okay, we got to close this now." And he ushers you all off to the side, and then goes off to close the vault. I don't think Curio would have tried to swipe anything, right? Most likely
Probably not.
We can let him decide that later
I
and
don't think
retcon it
he
if need
would.
be. Yeah, I don't think he would either, but
I
Still wanna
think
give him the
he'd be
chance.
probably wanting to like pick up things and look at them
yeah,
because he's curious.
Right, but he
But
wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have
pocketed
been
them.
allowed in,
right.
Yeah.
and Brimble wouldn't have let him get in that far. So
If he moves, does the door close? So he has you guys follow him to the side, like standing in. He like
Away from the
tells you
door.
to go away from the door, and then he goes to close it at the statue. Yeah, so
No more
it
swiping.
would be very, very difficult to swipe again.
Swiper, no swiping.
If you were to try again, I'd have you do it at like super disadvantage.
I know, but I was referencing.
Want to test your roll? Oh gosh.
Meanwhile, Salon's arm gets stuck in the door.
Are you actually testing your roll? Or are we moving
Needy
on?
user says, "Why you steal from the
19.
rat?"
And that's
Salon's the one stealing. We're not stealing.
2d20 k1 plus 8.
Son's the rogue. It's kind of what they do.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So, I'd say even with a 19, you're not able to get anything else.
I will be right back. I need to make sure the garage door closed just now.
Yeah. I'd say the DC for trying to get anything more right then would be like a 22. So very difficult. All right. So, you pocket your gold. You guys pack up all your stuff, gather your stuff out of the room that you guys were staying in, or rooms. Since I assume you all wouldn't stay in the same place. And then you head on out. You know
Give
that
our horse a pat on the head.
Yeah, you go retrieve your horses in your carriage, and let's move you all over to the move you over to the map, like that. There we go.
That map.
Yes. So you guys know that there's another exit separate from where you entered, up here.
Yeah, we're headed to the farm next, right?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, doing our wellness check, I'm assuming we got the relevant permissions to travel through that pathway.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, they're not going to care how you leave.
Cool. They're just happy that we can leave.
Yeah, right there.
No,
where
you
would
have to go
through.
around.
It's going to be like a kind of hilly, rocky area. It takes you a few hours to get out that far. A little longer than it took to get to the edge the other way. And your entire traveling experience while traveling through their property is just kind of empty. Like, you see the occasional animal or two because there is like wooded area, but for the most part it is you're just
quiet.
traveling. Yeah, it's quiet.
It's maintained. It's safe area.
So
Also, as a side thing, Meteor, one of these days we need to get Firedale his little birdie pet he wants.
He wants a birdie pet? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like his image. That's why I grabbed the cage one day.
Gotcha.
He wants a little birdie pet. Gotcha.
Wondering if you can fly at night as a bat. Yeah, you can fly whenever you want. I don't remember if I think it does let you polymorph into a bat, yeah.
But for how long?
Yeah, it would be whatever the duration of the polymorph is.
Yeah. Let me look up the cloak. Cloak of the Bat. You can use your action to cast polymorph on yourself, transforming into a bat, which lasts 1 hour.
Only 1 hour.
Yep. And then you can't use it again until the next dawn. So yeah, you could definitely fly as a bat once a day, easily.
And your fly speed is 30 feet, which is the same as our movement speed.
Yep.
For the most part, so not a huge benefit.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it does
would
have to be
faster
dim
by
light or
horse.
darkness, so you can't do it during the day, right? Or like a very dimly lit
Yeah, you
forest.
can't get the 10 bonus feet unless it's dim or dark.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Correct.
it's just 30.
All right. So as you're
Wouldn't
traveling,
horse be faster though?
uh,
Horse and carriage and
Yes.
flying as
yeah.
bat.
Yeah.
Yes, the horses do have a faster movement speed.
I mean, you could probably fly around in the cart. I don't see why not.
Or transform and sit on top of it. And hold on.
Sun shows Moro Sambat. So you turn into you take your cloak and you kind of like wrap it around yourself, and you cast the polymorph spell, and you just start shrinking and shrinking, and Moro is just looking at you and like getting concerned, like, why are you getting smaller? And kind of like starts sniffing and kind of barking a bit. And you just keep getting smaller and smaller until you just transform into this bat and you start flying around the carriage. It is a
Alright,
covered
so-
carriage.
In case people are interested, the horses start at 40 feet movement speed and can go up to 60 depending on if it's a draft horse or a riding horse.
Okay.
Breed, basically, right?
No, it depends on if it's pulling something or not.
Oh, okay.
A draft
Yeah,
horse would be
'cause-
pulling a plow or a carriage or etc.
Yeah, so they could like just go, whereas if you're riding horseback, you
They
can
go
go real
60
fast.
because you can go to gallop and you don't have to worry about overturning the cart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sun lands on Callan
makes
and
sense.
tries to nip him. Ew! Sun! No biting! Kind of swats at you. Ah, gosh, you made me bleed!
Are you gonna make Callan roll an attack? Because if Callan attacks and exceeds the bat's HP, Son reverts.
No, he's not gonna actually attack.
Juan
Oh,
just
she
not
actually
now.
bites it.
Gonna...
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
now he,
Yeah, now he will.
for
Now he will.
throwing her.
It's like, ah, gosh, darn it. Yeah. And he's going to roll a unarmed strike.
No,
Oh,
no,
no, that
she bit. She bit the user.
Yeah. Let's see. I need...
Bats have an armor class of 12, and they have a 1d4 minus 1 hit points, which on the
I'm gonna pull
normal
up
stat
that
table is
one.
1 hit point.
He's gonna.
So he has to
He
roll
has
to
1
attack.
HP. What the
So
hell?
he's gonna roll an unarmed strike, which he has a +1. Slash roll 1d20 +1. He gets a nat 20. So he's going to hit you for. You ready for this? 0 damage.
Well, there you go.
His unarmed strike has a damage of 0.
Well,
I don't. Are you absolutely sure it's 0 and it's not +0?
It just says straight 0. Like if I roll it.
but he is not good at hitting things. He's just flailing
No,
around.
he is.
That's weird, because normally your unarmed strike at least does something.
He has a strength of -1.
Ah, that's why.
Yep.
So he's just flailing around, just trying to hit and can't.
Yeah. Well, he makes contact, but it doesn't hurt whatsoever. It's just kind of like a light slap.
And she nips at him again.
Gosh,
Yeah,
darn
because it's normally unarmed
I
strike
don't want to
deals-
be a vampire.
is bludgeoning, and it's 1 plus your strength modifier. So since his strength mod is -1,
Yep.
It's
it
a 0.
Turns it to 0. Mm-hmm.
that's why.
Tempted to try and grab Son and throw her in the cage.
That's why I was chuckling while looking at it. I'm like, yeah, even if he hits, it's ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder and be like, Son, please don't attack our fellow party members.
He's just got like a little bit of blood dripping down his neck and 2 like puncture marks.
Well, I mean, a bite attack as a bat is a legitimate attack.
Right.
It's a thing.
So were you actually doing a real attack or just like a little nip?
He said she nipped at him again.
Nips. Okay. Okay, so not doing any real damage.
It counts as a melee weapon attack to hit, but it only does 1 damage.
Right.
The bite.
Okay, so you guys.
Question.
Mhm.
If I want to use the healing kit to try and take care of Callan's bites, would that stop his bleeding and stuff like that, or do I have to actually do a spell?
You could just like wipe his neck and it would.
You probably just
fine.
slap a bandage on him.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't need to roll for it at all. Or use up
Okay, then
anything.
I'll slap a bandage on him and clean him up. You too.
Thank you, Lilia. Yeah, it stings.
And I'll look at Sod and I'll point to the cage.
So you guys continue on like this till reaching the edge of the property, and you see a similar sign to the one that you saw before, pointing back the direction you came from and saying that here is the border of the rat estate, no trespassing, that sort of thing. And you guys pass it with ease. Nothing of notice happens, but you notice you're finally leaving.
Are we here?
Yeah, you're right at that line, the black line.
Okay.
Son flips Lilia off and naps.
Wow.
Son smirks at Callan. Silly stick.
Anyway.
So you guys keep traveling, and you kind of traveled the morning away, with nothing of note happening. Then around noontime, you guys come up to this rocky area. And it's like very hilly, some like sort of rock cliffs. Not too tall, like maybe 10 feet. And like on both sides of you. And you're getting into this like narrow passageway. When the horses get a little spooked.
And I try to calm the horses.
Okay. They don't calm very easily because standing in front of them are 2 wolves.
I mean, I have 2 options to do that. I could animal friendship charm them.
True.
Or I could do animal handling. But yeah.
Yeah, you could try either of those to calm them. But they are not moving forward because there's 2 wolves standing in front of them.
Yeah.
And they're definitely a bit agitated.
Yeah, I would like to go ahead and expend a charge of animal friendship.
Okay.
To kind of keep them from bolting, at least. Okay. While we deal with the wolves. So kind of convince them, stay back, we'll take care of this, just don't leave.
And can they talk to you with animal friendship or no?
Oh,
you can just convince them to be friendly.
I did not.
Okay.
Yes. I convinced them that I mean it no harm. It can see and hear me.
Okay. So it does calm down a little bit with your animal friendship. And the 2 wolves are kind of like slowly walking towards you, growling. Go ahead and everyone roll perception. 19, 6.
Yeah, my perception's
16.
not great.
And I'd like Moro to roll perception with advantage.
Whoa, Curio got a nice roll.
What about Luna?
Luna would just be a straight perception roll. But
so
Moro...
Who gets advantage? Moro?
Yeah.
I'm curious why Moro gets perception and Luna doesn't.
Because
maybe
wolves.
The type of perception, yeah. Recognizing their own kind.
Yep. Exactly. So with those rolls, A couple of you are just fixated on the two in front of you, but the rest of you who rolled at least a 18 or higher,
So me and Luna. For
and
sure.
Curio, you look around and notice that you are actually surrounded
I knew
by
it.
wolves.
Grumble, grumble.
Like in all directions, and they kind of have you trapped in this narrow part of the road.
Okay.
Needy user says might need a few rolled up newspapers.
Son, I asked if I knew them, so no friend. I missed you. Do I know them? You do not know them.
So it is
And
not your pack.
Curio with a 24 also notices that further up the hill is not just a wolf, but a dire wolf. Who's sitting at the top, kind of watching. And this dire wolf is
Direwolf friend?
like twice as big as Moro.
Oi.
And it has like a scar over its eye, like across one of its eyes. And it does not look friendly.
Right, so speak with animals probably won't help us here. Noted.
I don't know if animal friendship would either.
No,
It's more
don't
horizontal.
think so. I think it's aware that we don't mean it harm, but it means us harm, so.
Okay.
Is
So
there anything that dire wolves and wolves are afraid of?
I can pull out the deck of illusions and throw a card and we can see what happens.
I also have fear.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the only thing with both of those
It's up
options
to
is
a
they
minute
have to
though
have
for me.
a wisdom score, right?
13.
Well, yeah, but the animal has to have a wisdom score.
Yeah, a wisdom
they
saving
do.
throw of 14 or 13
they
for
do?
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all have wisdom.
Okay.
So at this point I would like you all to roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Okie dokie.
Alan's initiative is +2.
Oh wow. 20.
Nice.
And it would not let me send it to the
Safflin's a
turn tracker
20.
because I hadn't
Alan's a 15.
selected my token. Ooh!
Uh,
Yikes, Curio. That's a nat 1 for a 5.
Son gets a 20.
Looks like I'm not exactly
Curio
going last, but I'm going before Curio.
gets a 5. Aurora gets 15. Lilia gets a 6.
So Son and I are both 20s, but Son is before me because she has the higher dex.
Okay.
Because Son and I both had 20.
I need to do something real quick so I can. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. I need to track which one is which, so I need to name them.
You need to add letters to your wolves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, so. B. Yeah, I forgot to do that. So give me a second while I set that up.
Son, what's your dex modifier? pretty sure yours is higher as a rogue, regardless.
Saflin, you go first,
Oh,
according to the initiative.
okay. I feel like Son should go first because we both rolled a 20 and Son has a higher dex than I do.
+4 dex is 18. Sure, we can do it that way.
Well, because if her modifier is a +4, mine's a +2.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the higher dex, so she gets the lead on initiative on a tied roll. I want to say that's how it normally works.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know why
It
did a
might
weird
not,
thing.
It might not. The encounter tracker is still in beta, so it might not even look at that.
Well, it also said that I couldn't add mine to the encounter tracker myself because I didn't have a token selected, so it may have been because you manually entered it that it didn't
Gotcha.
take it into account.
Here. There.
There we go. Yeah, Son should go first.
Okay, so that looks good. Gonna put that there. And this I'd like to move out of the way somewhere. Okay, that should be good. All right. So, first up is San. So, I'll also say that you guys can arrange yourselves however you would position yourselves to start here around the carriage. You don't have to be the first to attack, Son, if you don't want to. But it seems the wolves are intent on fighting.
We at
They
the very
are
least need to get them to not attack our horses. You can use your action to talk to them. You don't have to fight.
Yep.
You can also hold your action for a trigger during the turn if you don't want to go first.
Yep, there's plenty of ways you can. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do.
It's up to Meteor if he wants talking to be a bonus action or an action.
Talking usually isn't even either of those.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to do like more than
a
6 seconds
persuasion
of
check
talking.
or something.
Yeah.
As a result of talking.
Yep. Correct. You want to try and to talk and hold an action. Okay. What is your action? What's the trigger? You'll ready your dagger just in case. So, what is the trigger for defending yourself? Just like if you get attacked or if someone near you gets attacked. If you get attacked. Okay. So if you get attacked, you or Moro.
Or
okay.
Moro.
All right.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Meteor, but I think you can only hold an action or a movement. I don't think you can hold your entire turn.
Yeah.
So.
Correct. It would be an action.
So if they wanted to move, they'd have to do it now. Or forego their movement this round.
Yeah, pretty much. You could move now, or you could forego it and just hold your action. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
There we go. Cannon. Okay. Just gonna grab that by putting that down there. Just ignore it. Okay. So you want to try and talk. What do you say? You probably... Moro definitely could talk to them. You could... I would say you being raised by wolves, by dire wolves, could probably speak with them as well. You want to shout up to the dire wolf and see if it knows your pack. Okay? So you shout up to him. He will respond on his turn.
So that's right at the end.
Yeah.
So after all of the other wolves get a chance to fight us.
Yep.
Great.
That's generally how the talking works for that sort of thing.
Meteor question.
What?
Because we just got we haven't had a sleep, right? So we just got the gifts this morning.
We
Yep.
had a sleep last night.
Yeah, you slept last night.
My thing is we're not attuned to our gifts yet.
Oh, that's a good point.
Would we have attuned during the travel? Because it's usually, what, an hour for attunement?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably be attuned by now.
I can be attuned to my staff.
You had several hours between when you got it and when you arrived here. Probably like 3 or 4 hours. So you could have attuned to it in that time, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to, because it's already equipped, I wanted to make sure I could click off the attunement thing.
San, I'm going to retcon what I said, since it's the very beginning of combat, and say that he probably would respond to you now. So you're asking if he knows you and your pack, and he responds with, like, not even words, just a threatening growl.
So not even intelligent speech.
Would Morrow understand it?
Tomorrow it was still just a growl. Like, he wasn't trying to say anything. He just straight up growled at you. So it's your Uncle Lux tomorrow. Alright. So, San is holding her action. That means it is Saflin's turn.
Okay. Well, they clearly don't appear to be open to reason, because San just tried to talk to them and they just growled. And San doesn't look like that made any kind of sense to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
Hi.
So.
Actually, sorry, before you go, Saflin, it is technically Morrow's turn as well.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Hi. I just wanted to say hi.
Hi, welcome home.
Yeah, because I don't think you didn't have Morrow and San run their own initiative.
We got it done.
Yeah, sorry guys. Melody and Rue have stopped down to visit.
Hi, Rue. Hi, Melody.
She has been gone all day, and I actually stayed home from work today to watch Rue all day. So they just got home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're tired. Well, go up to bed. They want to see him first, though. This way.
Meter user, what do you mean?
I'm working on the turning around part first.
There he is. He's getting big. Hi.
He's out of frame. There we go. Now he's in frame.
Yeah. He's slobbering all
Problem
over
is, I
Mama's
can't
arm.
see anything because I can't have anything open.
Oh.
Yeah, my computer's running at max CPU today for some reason.
Okay. Take a break from this combat to bring you Rue and Melody.
Now to our regularly programmed...
Regularly scheduled combat.
Yep. And Needy user does have a point. The carriage is pointing in the wrong direction.
Meh.
No, you guys are traveling that way.
Wouldn't make sense based on the map.
It's like one of those
just
things
think of it as
where
like
your map
fun.
moves when you're oriented in different ways.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
fine. Sorry, I didn't even think to pull Nene's chat up because we don't have cross chat today.
If it makes you feel better, then there.
Yay, thank you.
Yep, it's Morrow's turn, son.
Yeah, Mara turn.
There. So now it's faced the other way. Yes, Morrow's turn. So you could have Morrow try and talk. Or whatever you want. Because he definitely didn't seem open to you. So Morrow looks at the closest wolves and tries to talk to them. All right?
Talk? Family?
So the wolves in front of him, Morrow, Uncle Sirius. The wolves seem confused by the Uncle Sirius thing. They don't seem to recognize you or Morrow. And they respond to that, "Not our pack." Arr! Morrow looks to San. No pack hurt them?
Question mark?
Is it bad that I'm really considering digging out the pocket bacon and throwing it in a direction and seeing if any of them veer off?
You could try. I'd rule of cool that. San tells Morrow to wait and protect Pup. Okay, so Morrow is holding her action as well. I assume holding an attack, or if she gets attacked. She or you.
Stop. Should we mix the pocket bacon with some of the lilies?
No, I don't want to kill them.
Doing that would probably take a turn by itself.
Yeah,
I know.
that would have
I'm
to be.
I'm semi.
yeah.
I'm joking for the most part. By the way.
Let's not murder. I mean, I can also pull out the deck of illusions and drop something down and see if we can scare them off that way. But
Yep.
There are options.
I kind of want to re-roll half of the wolves so that they're not all moving on the same turn. Yeah, I think I'm
Be
gonna
nice.
so that you aren't getting like 10 attacks in a row.
Yeah,
be nice.
that'd be kind of nice to distribute them a little bit better.
All right. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't think of that before. I just had them all grouped.
It's like bam, 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 bam. Oh,
Right.
the last two of us. Bam, bam, bam.
All right. We'll separate them into 3. So, or sets of 3. So, we'll roll 2d20. 16 and an 8. So we'll have the first 3 move on 10. Next 3 move on 16. And the last 4 move on 8.
So they're all still before us, though.
The
last two of us.
Yeah, a lot of them are still back to back because that didn't change
No, they're
much
all
because of your
still, aren't they? Or did the turn order not fix?
So turn order didn't change, so I'll change
Yeah,
that.
turn
real
order
quick.
did not update.
Yep, I'm changing that now. All right, so that's more accurate. So Lilia and Curio rolling as poorly as they did kind of hurts because the 10s and the 8s are back to back. But that does break it up slightly, so that's nice.
Still
Okay.
ow.
Yeah, still ow, but only so much you can do. All right, so Saplin, you're up.
Okay. looking at my options here real quick.
Evening, Burning Shadow. Oh yeah, and the chats aren't intertwined at the moment.
Yep.
We're all looking forward to being eaten by wolves. San wishes it was her pack. Burning Shadow, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, I'm looking at my new present and trying to see if I wanted to use anything on it, but probably
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Probably not. Not right now. Alright, well, if I grabbed a thing of pocket bacon and threw it in a direction, would that take my entire action? Or would that be a bonus action?
I'd say you could do that as a bonus action.
Okay. I'd like to do that first as a bonus action.
All right.
See what they do.
Where are you throwing it?
I would like to throw the pocket bacon away from the direwolf leader. So, over here.
Okay.
Try to see if I can get the two immediately in front of me and maybe this one to bear off. So see if I can get
right
these
there.
3 to have some attention. So somewhere that would potentially be within eyesight of all of them. So either there or there. Yeah. Something like that. So I'll toss my pocket bacon over there.
Okay.
And see if they react to it. So that'll be set up and they'll react to it on their turns. I guess.
Mhm.
And then I am also
seems like just Meteor and the ladies again. Yeah, currently it is just Meteor and the ladies. Curio is going to be joining later, and Aurora may or may
Hopefully.
not join. So
Hopefully Firebutt will make it.
yeah.
Who knows how long dinner is
He
going to run.
he intends to
Right.
join as soon as possible. San is suggesting sleep.
I am thinking about that. I was trying to think about where to target it because remember, I can't choose if it's only enemies. It's everything in the radius. So I gotta be careful not to hit the party. Is the problem. So I'm thinking about going ahead and using Misty Step to get closer to the pack leader so I can cast something that way. And not be surrounded in the process.
Okay.
I also don't know what the typical HP of a direwolf is, so it may not be enough. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast sleep. At let's see here. Well, that's your direwolf's HP, son. Doesn't mean that's his. Either way, it's only 5d8 for sleep, which means unless I roll really high, it's not going to be enough. I'd have to roll almost the max. But I'm gonna Misty Step 30 feet.
Okay.
Because it gives me 30 feet, and it's a teleport, so it shouldn't incur range opportunity attacks, because it's just a straight up teleport. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
I
get over
believe so,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move to that square. So that was here, I think. It was somewhere, it was either here or here. One of the two. I'll put it there, that's fine. Just be sure.
Step.
And that's my Fey Touched feature.
Yeah,
My free use
that
of
would
Misty
not
Step
incur. Yeah, I
as a
agree.
bonus action. Or not. Oh, wait, that would be a bonus action, so never mind, I can't do that.
Ah, true.
Cannot. I forgot I used the pocket bacon bonus action already, so I can't do that,
Yep.
so I'm back here. That's where I was. Okay.
Okay.
Just thought about that. That's fine. I will not be using sleep because I don't think that's going to help. So I am instead going to expend. I'm gonna cast Mirror Image,
Okay.
one of my new 2nd level spells. So it's
15 foot.
okay. Ignore the wall of text, but basically, I get 3 duplicates of myself, and anything that tries to attack me has to roll to see if they hit me or the duplicates.
Okay.
So I just have body doubles basically.
So if you have 3 duplicates, you must roll 6 or higher to change the attack's target. 2, 8, 1, 11. Okay.
Right. So it makes 3 duplicates by default. So I have 3. They're going to appear where I am, and they're going to mimic me exactly.
But
That's how
basically,
they
you're
work.
doing double team
Okay.
Kind of.
as a Pokemon, but not Pokemon.
But right, they're basically making it harder to tell which one is me. So we get to roll to see whether it hits me or one of the duplicates.
And I guess
So
if it hits
I'm
the
gonna-
duplicate, it disappears.
The duplicate fades if it's attacked, yeah.
So what is its AC then? What's your Dex modifier?
So
4?
my Dex
Or
modifier
2?
is a 2.
All right, so its AC is 12.
Yes, and my AC is 13.
Okay. So it's only
correct.
slightly easier to hit than you.
Correct, but it's 3 chances that I don't
Right.
get hit.
Correct.
Which is nice. So I've got
That's what I
that
said,
one.
need user. Safflin is using double team.
Yeah, so that is set up. So that's my action. And it lasts for 1 minute. Or until all the duplicates are gone.
Okay.
So that is up for the next 10 rounds of combat. Yeah, three pup. That's what happened. I have seen your 2 son and raised it with 3 pup. Actually 4 pup because it's 3 plus me. So 4 Safflin.
Okay, so you're
And
not.
that's my action, that's my bonus action, and I can't move anywhere without incurring an attack of opportunity.
Unless you move backwards.
So I'm just going to move back a little bit closer to the horses so that me and all of my duplicates are kind of surrounding the horses.
Mara is
Okay.
not happy that there's more than 1 pup now.
2 son bad, 4 pup worse.
Well, and San is holding to protect pups, so now San is holding to protect 4 pups.
Okay. So.
Well, it's technically 1 pup because other pups. I'm assuming if they get hit, it doesn't affect you.
Alright, so that ends your turn, right?
Yes, that's all I can do. I have thrown the pocket bacon and I have set up duplicates as defense.
Alright, Lily, would you prepare what Aurora is going to do, please? That would be helpful.
Okay, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
So,
It's
let me
not his
pull
it's
up
not his
his-
turn yet, but
Right, but get his stuff ready.
yeah.
Gotcha.
That way I don't have to do Aurora, Curio, and Callan.
Okie dokie.
And all the enemies. And if someone else wants to do Curio, and then I can do
I'm not
Callan.
good with that. Not with his multi-hit crap.
Okay. I can do
Plus
it then.
mouse.
I can do it then. Alright. So, next up is this guy over here. He is going to move forward to attack the closest person, which is Luna.
Okay, question. Do you have her set up to be having her armor on?
Yes, she would have her. I assume you would have put her in armor once leaving the estate.
I mean, is she physically set up for it?
Yeah, we never took the stuff off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm always going to assume that it's set up for combat.
Okay.
Unless it's like nighttime and you specifically said you're taking it off, that sort of thing.
Wanted to make sure.
All right, so this one is going to roll to attack. There's going to be +4 to this. So 22. Which I assume hits Luna.
Yeah, her AC is 15.
For 2d4 plus 2. So +2 to this. So 6 damage.
Trying to remember.
And then she needs to make a DC 11 strength saving throw.
But she does take damage, right?
Yes, 6 damage.
And you said, what? Just a dex saving throw?
No, a strength saving throw. She needs to get 11 or higher.
So I guess I just hit the strength section, right?
Yeah, strength save. Yeah, strength is fine.
The strength dice, okay.
Yeah. An 8 does not save, so she is knocked prone.
Okay, what the heck does that mean?
It means she's going to be easier to hit until she stands up again.
Grumble, grumble. Of course you go for Luna.
She was the closest one there. So, yeah, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls while prone.
How exactly does she stand back up? She has to roll another strength?
No, she just can stand. Lily, correct me if I'm wrong. Does she have to use her action for that, or?
Sorry, say again? What's happening?
Luna is knocked prone. For getting back up.
Half your movement.
Half your movement. That's what it is. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So spend half your movement to get back up.
Okay.
But yeah, if she tries to attack while prone, it's at disadvantage, and anyone who tries to attack her gets advantage on their attack if they're within 5 feet.
You murder Luna, I'm going to be angry.
Ranged attacks have disadvantage against her, though. Okay, so that is that one's turn. Then we're going to go to this one, who's going to jump over your head and down the cliff and land behind you and do an attack on you.
Okay.
So that's going to be +4 to hit. So 23.
Obviously, you hit.
For 2d4 plus 2 for 6 damage. And you will need to roll a strength saving throw as well.
Give me a second. I am not strong, so this is going to be bad.
Oof. Nat 1.
Yep.
So yeah, you are knocked prone.
Well, I have a +0 to strength.
Yep. Stick has a -1, so he's weaker than you. So that's going to be kind of the most difficult thing about this combat is all of the attacks are going to have a chance to knock everyone prone. So do keep that in mind. So yeah, that's going to be his turn. This one is going to jump down and try to attack Aurora for a +4 to hit, which is 19, which I think just hits him, right?
Its armor class is 18, so yes.
All right, so it's supposed to be 2d4, so that would be 7 damage halved to 3. Or wait, no, he's not a barbarian. What am I thinking?
No,
So
he's not using Stone's Endurance to reduce it yet, so it's still 7.
So 7.
Alright, I can't change his HP, so just I'll write it.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has
what
29
song-
out of 36 right now.
Okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with what Son said, shouldn't have there been an opportunity attack?
They didn't move out of your melee range.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. They have to move out.
It's only when they move out of melee range.
And then he needs to roll strength saving
Morrow
throw.
was ready to attack on someone else being attacked, so Morrow would have been able to
Okay.
interfere with that one. That's true because of the prepared attack.
Okay. I thought it was just San, but if it was anyone nearby, then yeah, definitely.
Well, Morrow said, or Rasan told Morrow pup, so technically
Okay.
anyone in the pack.
Yep. Yep. That works.
Yep.
Aurora still needs to do his strength saving throw first.
Okay. Da, 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 da.
All right. 5 does not save, so he is
That was a
knocked
very bad
prone.
roll. Okay.
All right. And then and also he would have had advantage on the attack, but he succeeded, so it doesn't matter. Because of pack tactics. Okay, and then Moro gets her opportunity attack, so go ahead.
I'm
9
assuming that doesn't hit.
misses.
And that definitely ain't better.
Let's see. You would have only gotten 1 because there's only 1 within melee. Alright, so that was that one. So next is Callan's turn. Moro was a bit shocked that a wolf attacked. Okay. So Callan's turn. He is going to get his Eldritch Cannon. So he reaches back behind him like usual and sort of flashily creates this Eldritch Cannon right in front of him. And he is going to make the... I think he's going to do the flamethrower this time. So that's going to be right. He's going to make that go right in front of him. And then he's going to move it... where would get the most effect? Because it fires in a 15-foot cone. So I think he'd put it here and kind of fire it this way.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. If he did... Yeah, if he fired it kind of this way, it could still get all 3 of those.
Okay.
Yep.
While still missing Curio and Luna. Because 5, 10, 15. Would he be able to get that one? Let's see. So 15-foot cone would be I think you'd need to move 1 more over to get all 3. Which wouldn't provoke opportunity. Actually, no. Okay, he's gonna go here. I think he can only get 2. In a straight line. I don't think there's any way for him to get the 3rd.
Okay.
Okay, so he's going to have... well, he's going to do his bonus action first. And... Or no, the Eldritch Cannon is his bonus action. That's right. All right.
Basically, all that's left you can do is fire it, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. So his action was creating it, and then his bonus action is firing it. So it's going to do 2d8. Oh, man. That was a bad roll.
Does not hit.
Is there I don't think there's a to hit with that, is there?
Oh, is that just damage?
For what? For the
For the cannon.
for Callan?
For the cannon.
Usually the to hit would be Callan's stats, would it not?
I'm trying to read it. Eldritch Cannon. I know it says it's somewhere. It's always a pain to find it. It would probably be Callan's stat.
Because Callan's attacking with it, I think, is how this works.
Yeah, we'll do it that way. So it would probably be a +4 to hit, which it definitely hits. So it does 3 damage to both of those. For the first damage to the wolves. 3 damage. 3 damage. Okay. And then Callan's going to kind of back up to about here, I think. No, I think he'd stay just out of range of Curio, I think.
Oh, okay. I just read what Pika posted in the chat about the it being against a saving throw.
Spell save DC. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that means there is no roll to attack. It just happens, and they get to save against the damage.
Yeah. Against your spell save DC. Okay.
Yeah, that means
so
there is no attack roll.
It's just how much damage.
Yep, it just happens.
13 dex save? DC 13 dex save. Okay.
Yep. So they each get to roll a dex save to try to take half damage.
Yep, so they get a +2 to dex. So they both save from it.
So they take half damage.
Which would be 1 point each.
Okay.
So heal 2. No, not damage 2. No cheating.
Are they given the burning status effect, or is it just damage?
It looks like it's just damage.
Okay.
Taking 2 fire damage on a failed save, half as much as a successful one. The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
just-
not an object; they're a creature.
Yep, so just damage.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Floor
Each
would-
creature in that area must make a dex saving throw. It's your spell save DC. Right. Okay. So next is Aurora.
All right. So I was trying to figure out what he could do for bonus actions. Was what I was working on. which looks like he can do Searing Smite or Branding Smite as a bonus action, so I think that's what he's going to do.
Okay. On which one? The one that attacked him, I assume?
That goes on his sword, and then he's going to
Oh, that's
attack.
right. That's right.
Yes.
He
It gives
is,
him a bonus to the damage on the sword.
I
and then
assume
he
he's-
uses the sword.
I assume he's going to get up first.
Well, yes, he's going to spend half of his movement to get up from being prone. That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes, that will happen. Yeah, and I think he's going to do Searing Smite because that one will actually burn the target if they get hit with it.
Yay!
Okay.
That will actually do fire damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit. Or is it a to hit? Is it a deck?
Well,
is it a save?
he first he has to cast the spell, so I
Mhm.
need to mark that as a first level spell. So that just happened. So that lets me add 1d6 fire damage to whatever attack we're doing. And then he's going to attack with the greatsword to the one that attacked him. I think the Moontouch Greatsword and the Greatsword have the same stats as far as damage and attack, so I don't think it matters which one I roll.
Let me see. I can pull him up real quick.
Because I have them both open. He's proficient in Greatsword, so it shouldn't matter. They both have
Yep.
2d6 plus 3. They're both slashing.
Correct.
It just creates light with the Moontouched.
Yep.
Which, depending on where he is, if he's close to Son, might be a negative. So,
He's 10 feet from Son.
yeah, so he's not going to do that one, because adding more light to Son would not be good.
Nope.
So he's going to do just a great
It
sword
is
attack.
middle of the day, so she would already have disadvantage on perception.
It also
such.
means it wouldn't mean anything in that case, so
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to do a great sword attack.
Yeah, it's around noon right now, so it's bright
And
out.
then
That attack is
That
nice.
definitely hits.
there's the Searing Smite.
All that.
All right.
Ugh.
Doing.
Not one on the fire damage, but they're burning now.
Okay,
So-
so does 11 total damage,
Mhm.
and then
one
2
of,
burning
one
damage.
of it's fire damage. So the way that Searing Smite with the burning works is at the start of each of the monster's turns until the spell ends, the target has to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes another 1d6 fire damage. And if it
Okay.
succeeds, it's no longer on fire. It puts itself out.
All right. Well, with 11 damage, that wolf is dead.
Woo!
Okay, so they're
Excellent.
they're squishy compared to the dire wolf.
Yeah. Maybe that was enough
Okay.
to start scaring some of them off. We'll see.
They're squishy compared to the dire wolf. Okay, I'm less scared now.
So there's one down. One that y'all don't have to worry about.
the ones that are surrounding you are normal wolves. The only dire wolf is up the hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was curious how much HP they had, so I'm just like,
Yep.
okay.
Well, you know
they're
they don't have.
squishier.
You know they have at max 11.
Yep. So I'm not as scared. There's a lot of them, but I'm not as scared.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Still not happy, but not as scared. If I can repeat that many times over.
Okay. Well, I think all Aurora has left is his 15 feet of remaining movement.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably going to move himself near to whatever's the next target, which he's next to one, so he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next closest.
So
would
he's
be
going to
next
stay
to
right
him,
there.
and moving away would get opportunity.
Yep.
attack.
He's going to stay right there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, actually, he could dance around it as long as he doesn't leave
Yeah.
melee range.
Yep.
So
He
he
would
might
have-
dance around
would-
it to get behind Luna, maybe?
He would have to go like on top of the carriage to get to that side,
Fair
or
enough. All right.
go through Lilia and Luna, which is doable.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Move through Lilia and Luna and get
Yeah,
to the other side by Curio.
That's doable.
So yeah, go ahead and move him right there.
Okay. So he's
That way,
Go
if
around
Luna
there.
needs to back off.
And he's kind of backed up against the carriage right there as well.
Is Callan supposed to be looking like he's sitting on top of the carriage?
He's not. He's a space
not.
away.
The
The carriage stops here, and Callan's here.
Yeah.
Not from what I see.
You might need to
You're-
refresh.
Yeah,
For
your
me,
map may be
sitting right
incorrect.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, your map has him in the wrong spot. You may need to refresh. We have him moved one up on our maps.
Yep.
That's weird because I'm literally staring at the active one on my stream. Now I see it differently.
Okay.
Yeah, Roll20 is weird sometimes.
All right. So Aurora's turn is done.
Yep, that's all he can do.
All right. So that brings it to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to go under the tree to attack Callan as the closest. And he's going to have a +4 to hit. So 12, which does not hit Callan.
Finally, one of
So-
us don't get taken down.
Yeah. So the wolf comes bolting down the hill towards Callan, and he tries to lunge at him, but he's kind of on a slope, so he kind of slips going down
Overshot.
and
slightly.
just misses, and Callan kind of dodges out of the way a little bit. And then it goes to this one, who is going to attack the cannon. So this guy over here.
Okay.
Which it has an AC of 18. So +4, 19 hits. It has 20 HP. So do 2d4 plus 2 for 5 damage. Okay. There we go. 5 damage. Next is this one, who's going to come up to attack Fury. Actually, it might try to attack the flamethrower who just scorched its butt.
Fair.
Yes. What?
I said fair.
Fair.
Yeah. And it's going to have advantage on this attack since it has pack tactics. So it's going to get a 14 plus 4 for 18, which just does that just miss or just hit? The AC is 18. I think that just
Ellie?
saves, doesn't it?
Does it hit or does
For Aurora?
No,
No.
for the flamethrower, its AC
For
is
the
18
cannon.
and it got an 18 to hit.
Yeah, it's on or above AC is a hit.
Okay, so it just
So-
hits.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to roll and do 8 damage. All right. Does it have a climbing speed? I think it does. Because it has legs. I'll have to look at that when it's its own turn. All right, so next we have this guy over here, who is going to get distracted by some pocket bacon.
Hey, it did something.
And he's going to start munching on that, skipping his turn.
Beautiful.
This guy here is going to come down here and attack San.
Dawn was holding her attack, so
Yep.
she gets to attack now.
Correct. He misses. So it comes up to you, but you're ready for it. So you swipe with your attack. Go ahead and roll to hit. And it was caught off guard by you swinging, so it kind of stopped halfway through its attack.
11 to hit.
11 hits. Wait, no, sorry. No, 11 misses. I was looking at something else. So
They've got a high AC, a higher AC, but a squishiness. Okay.
I mean, 11's not an especially high AC, but...
higher.
Sneak attack only applies if you hit. Right? Yeah, their AC is higher than 11.
For sneak attack damage, it's if you hit. Do you have something that gives you advantage? Is that what you're talking about?
Being next to Moro, I believe, gives her it.
So would she get advantage on this attack?
Post sneak attack.
Because
Then let
she's
me read
next
it.
to me and Moro.
I think it's within 5 feet of the enemy.
Okay, so Moro's within 5 feet, so...
Alright, so...
Yeah, that's sneak attack damage, which is not helpful. That's not what it is.
Might be on your features and traits.
So you need the ones that actually gives you advantage in the first place, not the one that benefits you if you have advantage.
I can pull you up real quick and double check. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 2d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy or target is within 5 feet. That enemy is incapacitated. You don't have disadvantage on the sneak attack. Once per turn. So no. I don't. You were holding your action.
Okay, so what we're talking about here would be called flanking.
Yeah. Which would work if she was opposite side. I'm just
On
debating if
opposite sides or corners of the enemy
Yeah.
space. So yeah.
Yeah, what I'm debating right now is if a sneak attack procs with a held action. Because it does say once per turn you can deal an extra 2d6 damage.
I mean, she hasn't done it on her turn
Right.
yet, but
She held her turn, right?
Yeah.
yeah, she held her attack action and anything attached to it.
I will rule that you can roll for a hit for that, yeah. Because I feel that's part of your attack action, so... 14 does hit.
Well, good.
So it
Same-
does
same
8
damage.
flashing damage. This one... So it comes barreling up to you, ready to lunge for an attack, but you were ready for it, so you slash at it. It kind of like pauses and like skids to a stop, just barely out of the range of your first attack, and then your second attack, while it's still getting its footing back, digs right into it, feeling a big gash across its body. It is still up, though. Alright. Next, we go to
It
this
has
guy.
between 8 and 11 damage. Or 8 and 11 HP. Haha.
Yep.
And this guy is
8 and 11.
going to take advantage of his brethren and try to attack you as well.
Attacking me?
San.
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
For a 11 to hit.
Which miss.
All right.
Does that wolf have to move into melee?
It did.
Okay. It may be on my end that it's not showing it again now.
Yep, it's right here.
I see it this time.
It is in the square right above San.
Yep, there's got to be an easier way for me
Oh,
to
it
reset the
actually
map.
gets advantage because of pack tactics, so it's going to roll a second time and get a lower roll. So, still misses. So, while you did your first attack at the wolf that attacked you first, the other one tries to sneak up on you, but then you go for your second attack, and that second attack makes the other wolf miss you because it wasn't expecting the second attack. So you just kind of are like expertly dodging around these wolves right now. It's scared. All right. And then we get this guy who is going to come up to Saflin.
Okay, so I get to roll a d20 if I'm the target.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your d20. An 8? Doesn't that just make it?
It moves to a duplicate. I only needed to roll a 6
Oh,
because I have
right,
all
6.
3.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 6, then 8, then 11. Okay.
So I shift the attack to a duplicate.
All right, which has a DC of 12.
Yep.
And it's going to hit with a 21.
Okay, so that duplicate disappears. It ignores all other damage and effects. So.
Oh, it just
it's
disappears?
Just,
I thought
it's immediately it's destroyed.
Okay.
It takes the attack and is gone.
Okay, I didn't know if it had like a health pool or something.
Nope. It's,
Okay.
it's a one hit.
Yep.
Think of it like double team
Yep. Okay.
in Pokemon.
Okay. Cool.
Once
So
the duplicates hit, it just disappears.
it goes for an attack on the Saflin and ends up attacking one of her duplicates. And it like claws through it, making it disappear, and it kind of stands there looking a little confused because it didn't get anything in its teeth. All right, Lilia, you are up.
Okay, now I'm confused because of our conversation in Discord.
What?
If I want to, no, I should be able to because I'm doing a cantrip plus a bonus, right?
Right.
Okay. So first of all, I want to do my bonus first. And trying to find it. Give me a second.
Saflin, how much damage did Aurora take?
Aurora has taken 7.
7. Okay. I've marked it on his sheet.
Okay.
So what I am going to actually, which one should I do? Let me read for a sec.
Okay.
It's also expended 1 spell slot, but I'm also tracking that, so it's fine.
No, I can't. I have to do. Okay. So what I am going to do is cast Shield of Faith, and I think should I do it on Aurora or Curio?
I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to put it on Luna, quite honestly.
Well, I'd rather put it on one of the boys who are stronger than us.
That's gonna buff their AC, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Aurora
so
already has an 18 AC.
Aurora has 18, Curio has 17. So
They're both pretty
Curio would
high.
benefit from it more than Aurora.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both
Okay.
very hard to hit.
Okay, I'm going to stick it on Curio.
Okay.
Curio has an effective 19.
Yep.
And for my attack, I am going to Toll the Dead on the wolf that's behind me that attacked me. Is it it's not missing HP, correct?
The wolf behind you is
That's between Aurora,
that one.
me, and Luna.
So I got to go through a lot of wolves here. He is not hurt, correct?
Okay. So no. Normal roll.
Well, we are also flanking for your benefit,
Mhm.
but for Toll the Dead, I don't think it matters.
Okay, so wisdom DC 12. So he will roll that. His wisdom is +1. So he gets a 12.
That means he doesn't get the hit. Or
Correct.
I don't get the hit.
Is it half damage or no damage?
What do you mean?
What does it say happens on a successful save?
Give me a second. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Why isn't it letting me display it? It's only on display. Damn it.
Under its description, it should say if the save is successful, then it does either half or no damage, and if it's failed, then
I'm
it's
pulling
8.
it up in the spells list.
You point at
Oh,
a
that's a good
creature
point.
or within range spells. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic. So it's
Okay,
not an
so
if.
So
It's-
no
it's-
damage.
okay, so no damage. All right.
It's only if it's hit and it's damaged, it takes more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. A lot of spells like that will say.
Oh, by the way, I got up before I did that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm standing, but I'm not moving because I do not want to be with move
Okay.
and range. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
As for Luna, I'm going to get her to stand up,
All right.
and I need to get to her. Give me a second. Mouse hard. And bite at
Hi,
the one
Kinka.
that's bite at the one that's directly in front of her. Come on. Sorry, I'm having trouble with mouse.
Oof.
Okay.
That AC I don't think hits.
Is it
It's
the
a
7 or
10
the
to hit.
10? 10 to hit? Misses.
I mean, I think either way they'd have missed.
Yep.
But yeah, the first one was the attack roll.
Okay. Yeah, both of those would miss.
Hey, why is there 2 bites though?
The first one would have been the attack roll. You just hit the wrong one.
Right. It's the damage. You rolled damage first somehow.
Yes. That was what I meant, sorry.
But I clicked a single button.
Because 1d6 plus 2 is the damage for
Yeah.
bite.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah.
worry about it. It missed.
Yep.
Mouse hard brace. I thought
Yeah.
I clicked one thing and I guess I clicked another.
It's okay. Alright, so Curio's up next. Once Luna is done her turn.
She's not gonna move. Then she's
yeah.
in attack range,
Okay.
and she can't do a bonus.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, it is Curio's turn. And he is going to...
Multi-hit wonder, please and thank
yes.
you.
His bonus actions... He probably Flurry of Blows.
Something with key points. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Try to hit if he succeeds, flurry of blows. If he doesn't, he might do something different.
Yep. Okay, so he's going to do... Does he get 2 attacks right off the bat, or just the 1?
It would say if he had multi-attack. I'll pull up his sheet and look.
Yeah, I don't see it saying multi-attack. He has deflect missiles.
gonna pull up the sheets for all of our absentee members just so I have
When you
them.
move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed. Key points. Flurry of blows.
Nope, he just has the one right now.
Alright, so it's the key points that lets him do it. Okay. So he's going to do his unarmed strike. Which is...
Do that as a claw attack.
Yeah.
His
Sorry,
unarmed strike is
yeah,
automatically claws.
Yeah, that's what I meant, sorry.
Yep.
So that's a +6. Which
Also,
is...
yeah.
15, right? 17. No, 13. 13 hits. So he's going to do 1d4 plus 4 for a total of 8 hit points. He needs to go to one first, though. I think he's going to go here.
Needs to grab a target, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go over here to stay out of the range of the fire. Because he saw where it shot before.
Where the artillery shot, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to try to stay out of range of that, but still attack this guy here for 8 damage. Which it was already hurt before. Doing 8 more damage. It is still up. So he'd probably do another hit with his flurry of blows. As a bonus action. I assume that needs it to hit as well, which definitely hits.
Mm-hmm.
Doing another 1d4.
Yeah, flurry of blows gives
+4,
you
so
two
5
unarmed
more
strikes.
damage. Alright, so that's 5 damage, which will take this guy out.
So, Meteor, for future reference,
Uh-huh.
if you need to know how many attacks you're allowed per action, if you hit actions on all next to the word actions below, it'll say attacks per action and a number.
Hit action.
So when he gets to a point where he gets 2, it will say 2.
Oh, I see that. Attacks per action 1. Okay.
Yep.
That's an easy way to see that.
Yep. He's not there yet.
Alright, so that wolf is down. He still has movement.
Yep.
So he
does have movement, and he's not in melee range of anything, so he won't take an attack of opportunity by moving away.
Right. I was thinking he might go to protect Callan over here.
Okay.
But can he do anything else? I don't think so.
He doesn't need to Step of the Wind or Patient Defense. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with his key points, would he be able to attack a third time?
I mean, yeah, he can
spend
as many as he likes until they're gone. Would he want to right now, though?
I don't think so.
Probably
Because he probably would limit it to 1 per round just so he has them for Patient Defense and Step of the Wind if needed.
I agree. Okay.
Not
so
to mention we have a dire wolf to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's gonna go
he
to
could
there.
make his way towards the dire wolf if he wanted to. If he had a way to get there without dealing with the other ones.
There. Alright, so then it will go to the direwolf's turn. So the direwolf is going to... Wait. There we go. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20...
Cross chat's been enabled.
30. Oh.
We may have an incoming Firedale.
Yay, Firedale!
I just seen the cross chat message.
Yep,
Thank gosh.
Yep.
Oh, thank gosh.
He has this move. He's 50, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35,
Yay, girls'
40,
night.
45, 50. So he is going to come right here. And he is going to look at Moro. And he is going to say, Direwolf, why you with humans? And let's see.
As they my pup. It's on his family. Sheepak.
He's gonna spend his entire action and bonus action talking because he can't. That's as close as he can get right now.
He can't actually get to any of us to pounce.
Correct.
Whew.
Unless
Good.
he could dash, but he wouldn't be able to attack.
Yeah,
in that
he
case,
could
so-
dash or he could move and potentially attack.
Yep.
But that's it.
You guys were just out of range of him.
Whew. Good.
Says Uncle Sirius?
And he's now in charm and or sleep range, so yay.
So he was right here. So
That's
Yep.
the wrong kind of wolf, though, San.
yep,
Pika.
he could go one of
Supposed to be a
those two
werewolf.
spots.
Ooh, girls' night.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh,
The
Firedale!
voice changer.
Let's be real though. I think Curio would be invited to any girls' night because he
Probably.
would be totally
He's
down
oblivious.
with us making his tail as beautiful and fluffy and made up as
Oh,
possible.
he would. He would.
Oh, definitely. Brush the tail, make sure it's nice and shiny and soft.
Right? Like,
Firedale,
Give it a good conditioning.
Firedale, you just missed your first turn.
Darn.
Yeah, you crit
You-
failed the initiative.
Oh yeah, your initiative
used
was
to that.
horrible. You got last in initiative, but you did kill a wolf.
With a crit fail. But yeah, you did kill the wolf.
Yay.
Please
Alright.
change the voice changer, please.
It's disturbing me.
I can't. Please.
So
Is that
Slightly-
better?
Yes.
yes.
You actually made me unmute to say that. No.
It's slightly disturbing.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Kinka said I'm a girl too. And
No, we were
Pika
joking.
agreed.
It was girls' night,
yeah, so I had
and we
to.
put a wig on Callan and said he was in girls' night too.
He was an honorary member of girls' night.
so this dire wolf is going to keep talking to Moro, and is going to say, "Humans bad. Join wolves. Attack." Oh crap! Hang on, my sound just went out.
I think Melody's
Oh,
a
no, it
little bit
didn't.
confused by the
No, it
ladies' night thing.
Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting my new reaction. I need to remember it going forward.
So what did I do on my first turn?
You attacked with a claw strike and you did a flurry of blows to get 2 more in and you took out a wolf.
Spending, I think, 1 key point to do that.
Yeah, he only spent the 1 key point.
Yep.
Did you attack with my second attack?
We were
Oh
trying
no,
to
you did
figure out.
flurry. Okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
flurry.
we did flurry.
So do you get a second attack? We were trying to figure that out.
I think
As
with
a
the
bonus
monkey-
action, I can do my second attack. Flurry of blows is also a bonus, so I can't do both. I don't get extra
Okay.
attack yet.
Okay, well then
Okay.
well then we
I
would
So
have
didn't
flurry
just
of blows
see it.
was fine.
Yeah, I didn't see it in bonus actions. For you.
we'll undo the flurry of blows and just do the second attack so that you're not spending a key point.
All right, that's fine. No, it's just part of my
Yeah.
When
Yep,
I take an
bonus
attack
action, yep.
action.
Yep. Bonus action, unarmed strike or claws. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Melody,
Oh,
is your
see it.
husband a woman?
No, we said it was because of Abby. Because Abby's our GM, not Meteor. Right?
Okay.
All right. So I am closing out of curios. So that's one
So
less
I
have to look at.
apologize if I sound rough. It's been a long, rough day.
You're fine.
I got free food, but I hurt so much.
All right.
Poor Firebutt.
I just messed things up. There we go.
And I'm injured, Nene.
But at least
All right.
you are safe for another several months now, Biodale.
So,
Yep.
San, this direwolf is trying to convince Moro to fight with them. Never hurt Pack. San is Pack. If you hurt her, I won't hold back.
So would somebody in
stage.
chat like to catch me up?
San, you convinced them to let you see the vault.
Yay!
Yep. After about 10
And-
times of asking.
Then,
Bond stole 25 gold from the vault.
yep,
Brimble was oblivious and blind as hell.
yep.
Brimble was distracted by all of us trying to look in
Yeah.
the vault.
Brimble had advantage on his perception and rolled 10 twice.
He was watching the wrong people.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I just wanted to see what was in there.
Yep, we did get to
Melody,
see.
what are you going to
It-
see?
It was like
Or
filled
say.
to the brim with like gold weapons,
Spell scrolls.
scrolls, like you name
Yep.
it, it's in there.
Yep, I would
Everything
have
but a
peeked in,
giant
shrugged my
sapphire.
shoulders, and walked out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we figured.
Yeah, I just wanted to see in there. That was my driving curiosity. I wanted to see in there.
Yep.
So thank you.
We made it happen. We also all took some pocket bacon with us. I threw mine on the hill here, which is what this circle is. And one of the wolves got distracted because pocket bacon.
Yay.
Oh, that reminds me. The dire wolf would also scold that wolf and tell it to
Wolf.
stop screwing around. Kind of growl at it, and
But bacon.
yep. And so the wolf
Nope.
is gonna be like,
But bacon would be something totally different.
All right, so that is going to end the dire wolf's turn. Actually, he's going to finish his turn by saying, "Humans hunt, humans hurt," and he's gonna touch his paw to his eye where his scar is.
Very
And that is-
dexterous wolfie.
That is going to end
there's
his
our
turn.
opening. Yep.
So it seems like the reason you guys are getting attacked is because you're humans, and
And because somebody attacked him. Yep.
I'll
Yeah,
raise
thi-
a paw and say I'm not a human.
Neither am I.
human-esque.
Humanoid, but I'm not
Humanoid,
human.
yes.
I'm an animal.
Humanoid.
When it fits me, I'm an animal.
Yeah, no
What
one in
what
here is a
exact
human.
Purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is now Son's turn. Son and Moro's
Yeah,
turn.
I'm part demon apparently, so I mean really.
I'm reading chat.
Lots of wolves.
Aurora is a Goliath, but he's probably
Yep.
the most humanoid, with Callan and Son being second.
Also, Meteor, you might want to look at what your wife wants to do to you in chat.
Any tips and make this? Oh my gosh. So he fits in with team.
Only if you post the picture to Discord, Melody.
Oh Lord.
Oh my word! This
What
chat.
have we done?
Thank goodness the
No, I
the people
told
watching
you.
the VOD cannot see this chat right now.
Melody has asked, can she
Chat
tape some
replay,
mangoes
though.
to his chest?
And
Thanks.
So
now
he
the
fits in
YouTube
with team
audience
boobs.
is aware of what was said in chat.
Yeah.
There
Yep.
we go.
Just
They're
so
wanting-
people can understand the look on his face.
They're wanting me to wear a bra and stuff it.
With mangoes.
Not on YouTube, Kinka. Not on
Alright.
YouTube.
All right.
Angel will
darn it.
Pika will tip
Melody, how about
$10
some
for that.
socks?
Melody
How about
said
some-
she has no mangoes, so you are safe.
How
With
about some
$10,
socks?
you can buy some.
Oh
Wow.
my.
You can just stuff it with
All
socks.
right.
D&D has been derailed.
Yes, yes, it
Because
has.
mangoes.
All right,
Always.
Son, your turn.
Wait, I have a
Please.
I have a thing. We're changing the name of Dungeons and Dragons to Derailed and Degenerate.
Oh, derailed and degenerate D&D.
Wow.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right.
Meteor takes 2d10 psychic damage.
Son, yes, you would have been able to understand the direwolf.
Can San actually understand other dire wolves other than Moro?
Well, she grew up in a pack.
Yeah, she grew up in a raised by direwolves.
Okay.
So,
She has a
Because-
minor
You would
form of
under-
beast speech.
right. So she is uniquely able to understand direwolves specifically.
I guess kind of like I'm able to understand Luna.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yep.
Right. You don't get actual words, but you can make sense of the noises.
Yeah. You can get the gist of it. Moro, you have the telepathic bond, but the rest of these wolves and direwolves, 200 psychic damage against the DM. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. San is basically hearing the growls and the aggressive
And interpreting
posturing
them.
from the wolves, and it's hearing Moro's side of the conversation, of this one-sided conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so, Son, what do you do? Not fully human, stop attacking and we can work something out. If you insist on attacking, I will kill. He is just going to growl at you again. Just- So yeah, you get the idea from that he's not talking to a human. He'll talk to Moro because she's a direwolf. Oh my.
Moro is now typing.
Listen to San, we don't want to hurt wolves. Wolves are friend.
Not food. Unless attacked.
He would respond to Moro and say, attack them or be attacked, basically. Either join us or join them in death, type of thing.
The whole you're either with us or against us.
Yep, exactly.
Just wolf speak.
Tell San to kill. Alright, so San, who are you attacking? That one above you? Okay, so an 18 definitely hits.
For 6 damage.
Dealing 6 damage.
And roll your sneak attack.
Yep.
Saflin is within 5 feet of the enemy.
Yeah,
You're
we
rogue.
were, just before you joined, we were trying to figure out if she held her action before. We were trying to figure out if she got sneak
If she
attack
still got
damage
the benefit of sneak attack on a held action.
on a held action, yeah.
Yeah, sneak attack is part of
Yeah,
the action
we had
itself.
to do it. We
Yep.
had to do it.
Yeah, that's how we ruled it, so I'm glad. Alright, so
Yeah, if she ever
6
has advantage on an
damage.
attack, and she specifically gets it when an ally is within 5 feet of her target, then,
And
yeah, she
then-
can sneak attack.
Oh wait,
What
so
was Wales from the Graves description again?
alright, so before you do the wheels from the grave, 6 damage from the initial attack plus 6 damage from your sneak attack is going to kill.
Right, Wales from the Grave hits a second creature.
Oh.
That's why I was
Yep.
checking. So it will hit
Within
a different
30
target.
feet.
Half the number of
Yeah.
sneak attack dice for your level round up. All right, so
So
I think
just
she's
roll.
going after the dire wolf.
Yeah, so just
By
roll
that
sneak
click.
attack damage.
Yeah,
Again,
it just
just
has
the
to be
damage itself.
within. Yeah, it has to be within 30 feet of the first creature that was
Yep.
targeted.
and it's
She
half
clicked on dire
half
wolf.
the number of
Mhm.
sneak attack dice for your level rounded up.
Well, when she did Whales from the Grave, it took that into effect.
Okay,
Or it
so
should have.
2 damage to the die roll. Got it. All right, so
Turn.
Yep,
Turn.
Moro gets
Oh,
her
yep.
turn now.
Yep, Moro's turn.
Guessing she's going in between Son and Saplin.
Mhm.
Or jump over. Okay.
Jump.
One Wolfie will have a chance to attack her
Yep,
if Meter so chooses.
Yep.
The one next to Son.
This
Yep, this
one
one.
will
Yeah.
get an opportunity attack. And is going to have a +4. So 19 to hit. Hits.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
For my Silvery Barb's reaction, can I use that on an attack of opportunity?
What's it do?
Casting time is 1 reaction, which you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or saving
An
throw.
attack of opportunity is an attack roll.
So yes.
Yes.
So I will trigger that.
Okay.
So I
So-
incur disadvantage on the attacking creature. I have an illusory vine with silvery thorns on the end that
Okay.
links the creature and Morrow. And the wolf now has disadvantage and has to reroll that.
Okay.
And Morrow will now have advantage
Against that specific wolf.
on their next attack.
All right. So another 1d20 +4. For 15 to hit instead.
It does not have to be against that specific wolf, Firedale. The advantage.
Really?
Nope. It's display it right
Miss
here.
16. Okay. So
Chosen
Moro
creature has
is
advantage
safe
on
then.
the next attack roll it makes within 1 minute. Does not specify a target.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's nifty.
So Moro is safe with the wolf barely missing its its attack.
Mhm.
And Moro now gets advantage on the dire wolf.
Or its next attack.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mora's next attack because that reaction happened before this.
Yep.
Yep.
So Moro comes up to this dire wolf, and it is towering over her at twice her size.
Ouchie for the low roll, though.
Yeah.
Strength
It was worth a
DC,
try.
10 to hit.
Or an
does
11 to
not-
hit, so yeah.
Yeah. So that does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh well.
Moro coming up to it is a bit intimidated by the wolf's sheer size and kind of snaps at it as a warning, but doesn't actually hit.
Also, Firebutt, as a reminder, because I don't know if you were here for that part, your AC got boosted by me for 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
so your AC is 19
For
right
2
now.
more? Oh, wow. So I'm
Yep.
Yeah, I
21.
used-
Holy
I
crap.
used Shield of Faith on you.
21. Your thing
No,
said...
I think it is 19 total.
My AC is 19 by default.
Oh, it was saying 17.
And something was wrong on your character sheet when we looked at it.
Yeah, when I
For
was
some
looking at
reason,
it,
the
said
bracers
17.
aren't showing up there.
Oh, you didn't have
Let me
them
fix
equipped for
that.
some reason. There you go.
Gotcha. Okay. Then Lilia, would you still have given them to him? I thought you said you had 19.
Yeah. Well, him with his multi-hit, too, so...
Okay. All right, so he's at a 21 now, so he's going to be, like, impossible to hit.
There we go. I fixed it back.
Okay. All right, so
I must have accidentally double
Moro
clicked when I was editing.
misses, bringing it to Saflin's turn. And Moro says, "Stay away from my son."
Alright. Well, Saplin gets her reaction back because it's back to her turn, so yay! Means I can Silvery Barb again this round. Alright.
30-minute warning. Okay.
Well, now that there's a couple people clumped over here, I can either go directly for the direwolf or I can try to do sleep and hit 3 of them. I don't think the direwolf's gonna go down from my sleep spell though. So let's see here.
Just a moment, viewers. I'm fixing the thing.
Zoom that in so it's easier to see.
Thon is going, or Saflin is going to use a charge from the Staff of Charming
Okay.
and is going to attempt to command the direwolf.
All right.
Because I don't think that has to be a humanoid, but I should probably double check. Charm person does have to be humanoid, so I can't use that one.
To a creature you can see within range.
Awesome.
Wisdom saving throw.
Against my spell DC, which is a 14.
Oh, I got here so late. I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
So I have cast command.
Okay, what is your command? It needs to save first, I guess.
Yeah, it needs to save first.
Alright, so its wisdom is +1. For a nat 20.
It saves.
Alright, it saves, so it
So it
doesn't
got
work.
a 21.
Alright, so it has no effect. That's fine, that's why I use the staff rather than my spell slots.
And does it
So
know
that was
you
my
tried
action.
to do that?
Probably. It knew enough to make a save, so probably.
So it's gonna growl at you, then.
That's fine, it can do that.
Yeah. I'd say since it has to save, then yeah, it probably knows.
Yeah, I think it would know.
Unless otherwise
It doesn't
specified.
it doesn't say whether or not it would know, but it would probably know.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
So
tried that.
the way I kind of picture that is you tried to do it and spoke your command, and it just went screw you type of thing.
Yeah, my command was basically leave, as in leave us
Oh.
alone. So the flee command, essentially,
That's smart.
to go away. That was gonna be the command I was gonna do, was flee.
That's smart.
Yeah, and I believe that was an action, so I have a bonus action and my movement left.
Okay.
So my
I don't think you
bonus
can move.
action, I can if I want to incur an attack of opportunity, and I do still have my 2 duplicates, so they can take that.
True.
So there are things I can do there. I will probably go ahead and stay put regardless, but
Okay.
But I do still have 2 duplicates up. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast. I can also just Misty Step out of range because it's a teleport.
True.
I'm going to use my Mantle of Inspiration
Mm-hmm.
as my bonus action to grant 5 temporary hit points to up to 4 creatures that I can see and that can see me.
All right.
Each of those creatures can immediately use their reaction to move up to their speed without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
So I'm going to give that to Callan.
He is going to take that
so that he can
to
get
get
out
away.
of dodge.
Yep. And
Yep.
he's going to, I think, go up here.
He also gets 5 temporary hit points. I'm also going to give that to Lilia and Luna.
Okay.
And I will also give it to... If Son or Mora wants it, then I would offer it to one of them.
Trying to think of where to move.
If they wanted to set themselves up for a better attack, maybe. Otherwise, I'll give it to Aurora. Okay, so I'll give it to San. Okay, so Callan, San, Lilia, and Luna, you all can move your full movement without provoking an attack of opportunity. It will use up your reaction for the round until it comes back to you.
As far as I know, I'm the only one that actually has a reaction outside of you.
Right. And you get 5 temporary hit points, each of you.
Trying to decide where to go.
You're in a pretty good position with your back to the wall. Nothing can get behind you.
Yeah, I just wanted to give everybody a chance that would need it to not get attacked.
So say, for example, I'm placing it to ask,
Mm-hmm.
if I went here, would this be on the wall or just with back up straight to it?
Would you consider that on the wall meteor or just next to it?
Sorry, I was looking at something else.
This
Say again.
spot right here. Would this be on the wall or next to it?
You could say you're like pressed up against the wall there.
Okay, I'm moving me and Luna up against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So San, Callan, Luna, and Lilia.
Yep, and you all have 5
Oh.
temporary hit points from that as well.
Yep. I need to do that.
So that'll
Okay.
help you all out a little bit, and that's my bonus action. And I am not going to move. I will not use my movement. I will stay put.
And me. Okay. I've got my hit points in.
All right.
Okay. So then it's up to the next wolf. And that would be this guy over here.
Okay. The one by Aurora.
Who is going to go up to Aurora right here and get a attack with advantage.
Why does
Okay.
it have advantage?
They're
Pack,
wolf. They
pack
actually get the wolf
tactics.
tactics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
pack tactics. So
two next. Got it.
So it's going to do a
He is
14,
an
which
AC
does
of
not
18,
hit.
so
A
it doesn't
meteor?
hit. Yep.
Yep.
You rolled 2d20.
Oh, yeah, you should have only rolled 1, but either way, it doesn't.
That was the advantage. 6 and
No,
10.
you actually rolled 2d20.
Yeah.
Right. It added the 2 d20s together. It didn't take
Yeah.
the highest.
Yeah. So
It's supposed to take the highest.
yeah. So it rolled a 6 and a 10. So 10.
Okay, I see how he's
plus
doing
4.
it. He's just looking at the number. He's not worried about the 16. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm taking the 10
It
as
doesn't
the
hit.
highest and doing plus 4, which is 14. So yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Okay. So then next up is the other one next to Aurora. So we're gonna do the same. 24.
Yeah, well, that's a natural 20 at crits.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a crit hit, which is going to do so max damage, which is 8.
Max
Plus-
damage.
Yeah, so 2d4 plus max damage on top of that. So
Wow, what kind of crits are you doing?
Yeah,
max.
that's a little weird.
That's how you usually do it, right? That's how we've been doing it. You max the attack, like, so if you roll a d8, then you get 8 for your crit on top of the damage.
Ouchie. Okay.
How,
Now that's fine. If that's what you've been going with, then that's fine.
We just need to make sure we all do that because I don't know.
Yeah.
If we have.
yeah. No, that's definitely what we've been doing.
Okay.
Even when you guys do it.
Okay. I'm confused.
I've just
but
been
okay.
going with whatever D&D Beyond does for it. So
Yeah, I'm not sure how to make D&D Beyond do a crit.
You can, in the settings at the top for Beyond, one of your options, if you go to the gear, is critical damage.
Yeah,
'Cause you
pretty
can-
much all it is you roll the dice twice.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it normally is for a critical hit. So
Okay, we can do that then. So
Yeah,
it'd
it's usually
be
just double the dice.
44 plus 2 then. Or would they both get plus 2?
the plus is only once.
Okay, so
It's specifically the dice that's doubled.
all right.
Yep.
So then 4d4. Yeah, this is a normal wolf, not the dire
Oh
wolf.
wow!
44 plus
Extra
2.
things that give you extra dice do count as well. Like sneak attack, you would actually roll twice those as well.
Yes, that's
I
correct.
mean, they're dice.
So that's going to do 14 damage.
14.
Ouchie, Aurora.
Yeah. And he didn't get any of the temp, did
Nope.
he? Okay, so 14
But he's
damage.
a tank, so hopefully he's good with this.
So he's down to 15 health.
Yeah, wow.
He would use Stone's Endurance to have it or reduce it,
All right, and that's
which
a
is
reaction.
a reaction. Reduce damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 2.
Okay, so he's gonna
At
roll.
that damage, I agree.
Yeah, he would go ahead
3
and roll
damage.
that.
He avoids 3
Here,
damage.
I'm gonna let you roll it, Lily, from his actual thing.
Okay.
We're
so let
gonna-
me-
Yeah, we're gonna.
Let me see if it. Let me
I'm
see
gonna
if it
retcon
lets
my
me.
roll.
Let me see if it lets me here. Because I tried just now and it just
12.
told me the
There
It
we
description.
go.
rolled it that time.
Okay,
Much
So
better.
12 total.
There we go.
so
Okay.
does 2 damage instead of
Yeah, because it's
14.
1d12 plus 2. Because it's plus his con modifier to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
it rolled 10 and then added 2.
Right, that's what it should do.
And the damage was 12 plus 2, so total of 2 damage instead of 14. That's much better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he
Ew.
would have reduced that. There's no way he would have taken that.
I agree. I didn't even know he could do that.
I specifically
As a
did
reaction.
not give him the speed to move him because I knew he'd want that reaction.
He does need to make a wisdom, or not a wisdom,
Saving throw?
a strength saving throw.
Thanks,
Yeah.
saving
Or be
throw to see if he's
tripped.
prone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've not been doing great with those rolls. Oh, there we
He's
go.
prob- He should be
17
good with that.
saves.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 the first time with that for him. Firedale is a problem.
Yeah.
Yep, so many wolves.
All right.
I'll eventually get to go.
So the next
Yep, we'll get there.
is Callan, because the next wolf is already dead.
Callan's gonna have the cannon fire again.
So he is going to use his action to cast Chaos Bolt, his new spell,
Ooh.
at the direwolf. So he is going to roll to hit with a plus
Look
5.
out, Moro.
So he gets a 21 to hit.
Wow.
And he is going to do 2d8 plus 1d6. So
Roll doubles. Roll doubles. You know you want to.
So roll.
You want me to type it?
I'm just gonna type. Yeah, I was looking at how to do it with the dice, the quick dice, but roll 2d8 plus 1d6. All right, so the
Oh, they weren't the same.
damage is
14
either
damage.
cold or psychic. I think he's gonna do cold damage for a total of 14. So this is a spell you guys haven't seen him do before. This is one he just got from leveling up. So
I think
He
it's getting
kinda-
better with magic.
yeah, he just kind of puts his hands out like on both sides and turns towards the direwolf and says, "Take this!" And beams kind of come out of both hands, combine into one, and then shoot straight at him. And it's this time it's like a frost ray. So like you can see like frost smoke coming off of the ray. as it hits him and kind of does like a little cold patch on his side where it hits.
Chaos Ray is the name of the attack?
Chaos Bolt.
Hold.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. And it wasn't double, so okay. So that does 14 damage. There we go. And then he's going to use his bonus action to have the flamethrower attack the one in front of him. And it needs to do a DC 13 Dex save, which it gets a +2 to that. So it actually does save with a 20.
Cannon.
And so it does half damage. Come on, actions. So 2d8. So 15 halved to 7 damage on B. And that wolf is still standing. I believe she said he has 37. Yeah. Okay, so that wolf is still standing. He is going to have the cannon try to climb up this cliff, which will invoke an opportunity attack from the wolf, who gets a 15, which is going to miss, I believe. Yep, it's going to miss. And so the flamethrower is now up on the wall with him, sort of out of reach of the wolf. And next is Aurora's turn.
All right. Aurora's got 2 tasty targets.
Yep.
There.
Flaming shish kebab.
Well, he's already used Searing Smite once.
I'd say probably do it again. Or flambe damage.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how many times, because it does count as a spell. Yes, he only has 3 spell slots, so he's only used 1 so far, so he can do it again.
And then I'd say maybe save the last for the direwolf if it doesn't go down by then.
Yeah, that was my thought, is save at least 1 for the direwolf. What's his health at right now? 29? Or did you not update it?
His health is at 25.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to refresh every time to...
Very possible. Let me do that.
I think
Okay,
15-foot
there we
cone
go.
would be like that, right? So,
Yeah, because I was just trying to decide if he would have spent any effort on
so like
healing
that. Okay,
at this point.
there we go. That's just an easy way for me to see damage range.
Mm-hmm.
Can it only hit 15 feet in front of it, or can it go straight line in front for 15?
It is a 15-foot cone. So it spreads
Okay.
out from the origination point for 15 feet. So, like, if it were to attack from where it is, it would hit that whole area.
Okay, that's what I was meaning. I didn't.
Yep.
Not that it has to be 15 feet away from it. It's just it can span 15 feet.
Correct.
Did he
across.
smack a wolf with his Syrian smite earlier?
He
Yes.
did, and
Yes,
he
he
killed
did.
it. And it died. In one hit. So if
Okay.
you have a better idea for what he would do, Firedale, feel free to chime in. I was just thinking at this point, would he be more likely to do another Searing Smite, or if he has one that is just like is concentration and stays up?
Compelled duel is the only thing I can think of that he might do against the big wolfie, but that one's an iffy. I think right now he would just attack.
Yeah,
seem
I
squishy.
agree.
Yeah, without any spell bonus, just attack.
That's what I would say.
Okay, I'll go with that. I will go with
Or
that.
he can try command too.
True.
He does have command.
Yep.
He has a worse save DC though, so
Also true.
yeah, he's just gonna attack.
All
He's
right.
just gonna try to hit the
Which one is he attacking?
let's see, are either of them damaged?
Let me see.
That gun's about to shoot me.
Both of them are undamaged.
Okay. So I guess he would go for
Callan's gun is not about to shoot you, no.
this one because it's closer to
Alright.
Lilia and Luna, and they were running.
I would
Okay.
guess that as well. He would go
Okay.
after the one closest to his allies.
All right, roll to hit.
Yep. All right. Yeah, because that would make sense to me. He would attack the ones that are threatening his allies. Because his allies needed to get out of dodge.
12 to hit is going to miss.
Ah. Not good enough. All right.
Too bad, because
bonus
that would have
actions.
killed it for sure.
Yeah. It's okay.
We're between 8 and 11 HP. We figured that out. But no clue what the
Not sure what the
AC
DC is
is.
yet.
Yep.
Or the AC, yeah.
I'll say with that attack, it like whizzes by his head, like scraping the hairs on its head, maybe cutting off a few hairs,
Oh, so they have
but
the
not
same
actually doing damage.
They have the same AC as I do. There's a 13. All right. Then I don't see anything that he would necessarily do as a bonus at this moment.
I agree.
Let's see.
So I think that would probably just be it, because he can't move without incurring an attack of opportunity. I think that would end his turn.
Okay. What about branding smite?
That's
from,
not.
That's from the
Oh.
necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next time you hit.
And it's also no, it is a bonus action.
Yep, it's a bonus
Yeah,
action.
because it's the necklace of prayer beads, which all of those are bonus actions from the necklace.
So he might prepare branding smite, so the next time he
Oh,
hits,
he
it
can
does
use branding
extra.
smite now.
Yeah, he can
It
use it, and
applies to
it'll
the
take
thing. Then
effect
the
next
next
round.
time,
Yeah,
the
that's
next
what I'm
time
saying.
he hits.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Sure.
saying.
Sure, so he'll go ahead and do branding smite.
Okay.
So it's up.
Okay, perfect. All right. The next, I assume he's not moving at all.
He'd get attacked, so.
Yep. All right.
most
So
he
I
can
think
do
next,
is move the
I'll
corner
have to
between the
re-roll
two.
it when he does the attack, probably.
Yeah,
But
because it
okay,
has to
I was
hit something.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
just making sure it would actually roll.
Yep. Okay.
It does, so ignore that.
Okay. So Curio, the wolf next to you is going to try to attack
I'll hiss.
with a 19 to hit,
Misses.
which misses because you had the bonus.
Yep.
Normally that would hit.
Yep.
So then we're going to go to this one over here, who is going to try and reach the cannon, and when it can't, it's going to go to the next closest target, which is Curio.
And it rolls advantage.
Yep. So we're going to go 16 plus 4 is 20, which is still going to
Misses.
miss.
Thank you, AC Boost.
Yeah. That AC boost really is helping right now, because otherwise he would have just gotten hit twice.
Yeah, my mirror image is doing a similar thing for me right now because I have yet to be hit.
All right. So then we go to that, which is dead.
You should
That-
probably just take the dead ones out of turn order.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do that. I tried deleting them, and
You can't just move them out of the turn order thing?
let's see. Oh, there, I figured it out. Okay.
There you go.
There's a space. There's like a white space over it, which doesn't look like a delete button at all, but
Gotcha.
apparently is.
Yeah, I've noticed the problem that I was having with reading the dice rolls and the menu seems to be linked to dark mode.
Yeah.
So if you switch to light mode, the menu should be a little easier to see.
I have
They
mine
just
set
did
to
not
purple.
plan dark mode out very well.
Yeah.
Mine's
All right.
purple. Well, fine.
So okay, that should be more accurate now.
There we go.
So the next one is Pocket Bacon, who is going to go 5, 10, 15, and then jump down over top and attack Lilia. Still with bacon in his mouth.
Question.
Yeah.
For my silvery barb, so the one that I used before was the free one that I get as part of my Fey Touched.
Mm-hmm.
It says I can also cast them using spell slots I have at the appropriate level, so does that mean that I would still use it as a reaction and I'd just expend a first level spell for it?
You could.
Yes.
Then I will potentially be doing that in a minute.
Okay. So yeah, so just a straight attack for 21 to hit. So I
Yeah,
assume you're
I'm
doing
going
that.
to Silvery Barb, so tether between the wolf and Lilia. The
All
wolf
right.
gets disadvantage, Lilia gets advantage.
So it now is an 11 to hit.
Well,
Which does
actually, Lilia, are you likely to attack at all?
My plan was yes.
Because otherwise, I'll give it to Son against the direwolf, or somebody else against the direwolf.
Son already has advantage.
My plan is
Okay.
to attack.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that because I can give it to anyone I want. But yeah, I'll give you advantage on your attack then.
Son, he's saying you have advantage because
Flanking.
of flanking, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to Morrow the first time, and Morrow used it.
All right, so he's going to miss now because of that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the one above Saflin,
Yep. And let me pull up
who
my mirror
rolls a
image.
14.
Well, hold on, because I have to roll mirror image to see if
True.
they hit me or a duplicate.
True. So whichever one
So
it
let
hits,
me-
it is hitting.
Pull my d20 for that.
So you need an 8 or higher.
Yes, I need an 8 or
Oh
higher,
my
'cause I only
gosh, you
have
did it
2.
again.
All right, I have 1 duplicate left.
You rolled a 6 when you needed a 6 and an 8 when you needed an 8. Amazing. So, again,
Well,
it tries...
No, I actually rolled an 8 the first time, too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I mistakenly thought it was an 8. Okay. So again, it tries to attack you, and you just disappear when it tries to attack you, and it is getting frustrated now.
It collides with the illusion of my copy and is like, where did it go?
So it tries to hit you, and when it goes through, it actually bonks up against the tree that you're next to.
Best spell acquisition ever.
And this wolf is getting frustrated now. Like
We are
it's
a heavy
determined.
defense.
It's determined to get you. And
We are
with
heavily
that, it is
defensive and hit
Lilia's
pointed.
turn.
Yeah, I only have a 13 AC, and they only have a 12 AC, but...
Yeah, Firedale, we started with 10 wolves plus
Take
the
your
dire
buff,
wolf.
bud.
Bye, Buff Bud.
Bye. So, Lilia, you're up.
Okay, I have a question first.
Okay.
I hate this thing. Give me a second. How do I turn that off? Apparently I can't. Trying to
What?
figure out how my spiritual weapon works. I can't
Okay.
do the cast to TV or to VTG.
Right, because what it does is it just kind of happens. You cast the spell, and you make a melee spell attack against a
Okay.
creature within 5 feet of where you bring it in.
You actually create a floating magical sword.
Yes. And then that floating magical sword gets an attack when it comes in. And it's a melee spell attack.
Yeah.
So just if you can roll just spell attack.
Well, there's actually a spiritual weapon attack.
Well,
Right.
then roll that, yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering how it worked.
It's
Yeah,
just
Which I have advantage, right? Because of the...
Correct.
yes.
The flanking, correct.
Well, no, the-
because
No,
of
you
your
gave her
spell.
the advantage.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
your
yeah,
of
you
the,
have it
the
from that
silver
too,
barbs.
yes. Yes, if you're attacking this one, you have advantage regardless, because
The one right in front of me.
But if it's this one, yes, you have silvery barbs.
Yeah. You could move up one without opportunity attack.
Then you'd
Yeah,
be
it's
in
only
range
if you
of
move
2.
out of their opportunity attack range.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
you
what's
can
your
move
weapon
in.
look like?
I have a funny idea in my head, but it's not going to work.
I've seen people make
It
a,
can look
a
like whatever
floating
you want it
lollipop.
to.
You can literally make
Yeah.
it whatever.
Yep.
I was going to say a giant fish sword.
You
Okay.
can do it.
Do it.
You're gonna do a herring sword?
Actually,
or a
I think
swordfish?
I think it's actually going to be a giant banana hammer. Like a
Okay.
giant banana hammer.
Go for it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
rolling.
Alright.
Really?
It's a second level slot.
Natural 1 on the attack. Oof.
Alright, so that is.
Well, she
You have to roll
she didn't roll the hit yet.
No, she rolled the damage, not the to hit.
Yeah.
That is the wrong roll.
How the hell do
Right,
I do
yeah,
that
so-
then?
When you roll, when you do
hit the bit that
cast-
says +4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With advantage.
Right.
Correct?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go,
So
so
a
you-
17 to
17.
hit. Which does hit.
Beautiful, and then hit roll
And-
damages.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Okay.
It insists on giving you as low as it possibly can.
But at least it actually hits. You know? At
Yep.
least you know it
Yep.
hit.
That's true.
All right. So he.
And
is
now
going
that
to
it's
take his
out
first
there, I believe she
damage.
can control it with a bonus action now.
And if she moves it with that bonus action, it gets to attack again.
Yep.
Okay, gonna have to guide me through this one then. What?
As
So-
a bonus action, you can move it,
Yeah. So
and it will get to attack.
it's just a floating sword that you've summoned.
Uh-huh.
Does it have to move to attack? Because I do see it under my
Yes.
bonus action.
Yes, you move the weapon up to 20 feet, so you can move it 5 feet, you can move it 0 feet, because it's up to 20 feet.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
And
So
can
so-
move
it
repeat the
does not
attack.
have to move. It does
It's
not
just
have
as
Yeah.
a bonus action, you can
But it
move
can.
it.
Well,
if
I
you
would like
choose,
to
and it
attack
gets to attack.
again.
You can do that, but it will use up your bonus action.
Yeah, because you would say what? You
then it would
probably
attack
summoned
again,
it right
right?
here.
Yeah,
Where'd
like
you
right
summon
here.
it? Right there. So that's where it is. So yeah, it can attack again as your bonus.
So, but where would I move it to?
You don't,
you don't
have
need
to move it.
You can
Oh,
move
I
it
could just
0,
move
which
it.
means it doesn't move.
Okay,
Yeah, if
so
you
I
choose
roll.
to, you can move it up to 20 feet.
I roll the +4 again, correct?
Correct.
But you
And
only roll
then-
it once unless you're attacking.
Yeah, you
this
don't have
one
advantage this
specifically.
time.
Yeah.
Rolling it.
10.
But 10
Aw.
I don't think hits.
Nope.
Much
Correct.
better damage.
I'm literally giving no damage today.
You did damage.
You did 3 damage, but you still did damage.
Yeah, you did damage.
All right, so there's your sword.
Okay. There it is.
Oh yeah, so 10 misses, and that's your action and bonus action. So Luna.
But it's not a sword. It's a banhammer. It's a
Yeah.
banhammer.
I'll get that in a minute. Give me a minute.
Give it to him for
Luna.
next session. We got to end this one soon anyway for Pika.
Yep. He's obviously going to go for this one. And bite.
Ooh,
Really?
that's a crit, Meteor.
That is a crit bite.
Okay.
And that it's a nat 1 on the damage.
Yeah.
So again, make sure that D&D Beyond did the damage correctly.
It did 1d6
Well, it did the
plus
normal
2,
critical damage.
Yeah, it didn't do the meteor method.
and yeah.
So we need to re-roll it with the meteor method.
I changed it to what you guys said to do.
That way it's all standardized?
Yep.
Okay. So how
Okay.
D&D Beyond did it. So yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 8 damage.
So 8 damage on the one in front of it. So
Yeah.
the same one that just
Which is
got hit
also the one that I
before.
attacked.
Well, no, because you would attack this one.
No, I said the one right in front of me.
Then you would have had advantage because of flanking.
But I said because of silver barbs.
Yeah.
The first attack had silver barbs, which is why you had said this one.
That's
Unless
what we
you change your
thought. That's what
mind.
we understood.
That's what we thought.
Oh.
But yeah, okay. So you would have technically had advantage on the second.
I thought she attacked the one she's saying.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I put the damage on this one.
Okay. Well, technically, she would have gotten advantage on this one the second time as well, then, because we're
Yeah,
flanking.
for that one that she rolled a 10 on.
Yep.
Oh, should I roll again for it?
Sure. Well, it's dead regardless.
Okay.
But if it
Luna-
would have died
Luna
on her
killed it.
turn, Luna might have attacked
True.
something else.
True. So go
yeah,
ahead.
Luna
Yeah,
might
go
have
ahead
grabbed a
and
different target.
go ahead and roll yours.
Yeah, I gotta remember how to do that.
Hit the
Just
plus
hit the plus
on
4.
Yep.
Yep.
Plus
No,
4.
it was under actions though. Normal
Spiritual
roll.
weapon and the plus 4.
16 hits. Roll
it.
damage.
Yeah.
7
damage.
So it would have still been up.
Okay,
Okay.
so Luna did.
Luna has now killed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would have been very bloody, but it would have been up.
Okay.
Kitty fights back.
Okay. So next then is Curio.
Yay! I surrounded. I'm going to move up here, and
Mhm.
I'm going to attack that one. I think is. Wait, which one's hurt? Is one of them hurt?
Let's see. A and B. B is hurt. So this one.
Okay, I attacked that one.
Okay. Rolled it to hit.
Da-da-da. Oh, I've still.
Yeah, that's the one that's looking like burned from Callan's ballista.
Let's see. I can do that.
Not as good as I thought it was. I'll have to do one.
17 hits and is going to take him out. So he's gone.
Okay, these have a little bit of health, so I will do flurry of blows on this one.
And apparently I had already taken him out of the turn order, so good thing you killed him.
Oops. So first,
Okay, 21
That's this
definitely
one.
hits. 7 damage. All right. He's
still up.
He is still up.
Okay, move there, and move there, and I'm going to attack the same one again.
Okay.
But now you're in attack range of the other one.
That's fine.
Okay.
20. Wow.
You are rolling well.
He has a +6. So that's why. All right, so
Yep.
that is going to kill it.
I had to pay for that +6 though. And then final move. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right, so you're not
Now I
attacking
think
again.
Morrow gets pack tactics, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so A is gone from the turn order.
Yeah, Moro gets pack tactics,
Come on.
but now
There we go.
Saflin and I are flanking the other wolf.
Yep.
See, without pack tactics, you actually have to be on opposite sides. The rogue and pack tactics avoid that. You can just be
Yeah, the
adjacent
pack
to it.
tactics can be adjacent. Everything else for flanking has to be opposing.
Yeah.
And dang it, I deleted another one from the turn order that wasn't supposed to be.
Oops.
Whoops.
So
Just change the letters.
yeah, so the one that's right here is gonna get a turn real quick because it should have moved already. So
It's a learning process.
yeah. Well, I was going off which ones had. So on D&D Beyond, it like turns them red, when they're like really damaged, and I was looking at that as being dead.
And now her hammer is not actually physically there.
Okay, so he can be.
What do you mean?
As in, it doesn't take up the space.
Yeah, so they can
It
occupy
can
the
move
same
where
space,
Yeah.
Ow.
basically. So it is going to try and attack you. With a d20, and it's gonna miss. Okay,
Thank gosh.
so it looks like that. There's a banana
Okay.
hammer floating above the wolf. All right, so then next up is the dire
Son.
wolf.
Oh. And before the hammer falls.
So the dire wolf is going to attack. Would it attack Moro for not joining or the humans? I'm thinking probably the humans before the dire. Yeah, he probably saved Moro for last in hopes of bringing him over to his
In
side.
this situation is when you roll a d6 and you assign them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
So he's going to attack the one who hit him.
I am
which
easiest
is
for him to
San.
hit as far as advantage goes. He would roll twice to hit me. Son, he would only roll once.
That's true. All right, yeah, he'll go against you then.
I'm playing against myself, but I'm trying to help you out.
That was why you moved there, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, story wise, he may have gone for San just because San is the reason Morrow's not joining him.
Also true.
And San did damage to him, didn't she?
I killed 3 of his friends.
Yeah, San did damage him.
So it's up to you. No, I moved there so we could take care of the other wolfie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1 or 3, San. 2 or 4, Curio. San.
Okay.
All right, so he is going to try and attack San with a +5 to hit. Oh my gosh, he rolled an 8.
Whiff.
So he misses.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's San's turn.
Yep, now it's San's turn. Oh
That's a
my,
crit.
that's a crit.
And you also get to roll your sneak attack twice.
Yeah. So that's 21 damage right there.
Hold on. Finish your damage. Oh, never mind. That's Moro that's attacking first.
Oh, wait. Oh, Moro was attacking first?
Yeah. She rolled as
Oh.
Moro.
So Moro... Okay.
So Moro bit for 21 damage.
Jeez, Moro!
Moro is mad. Moro
Alright,
is mad that her.
well
Can't
then-
say I'm shocked, honestly.
Well then,
Yeah, the
He
second roll
needs to
there
do-
doesn't count.
yeah, the second roll doesn't count, but he needs to do a strength saving throw.
Yep.
Which is
Moro is
wisdom...
peeved off.
Or, no, strength, which he gets a +3 to.
Moro
He-
is as pissed
it
as
is not
Luna was
prone.
when she almost died.
He saves... yeah, he saves his strength.
Is the wolf still standing?
The wolf is still standing.
Have at it, son.
Moro's as pissed as Luna was when she almost died. Because wasn't
I
that
did-
when she annihilated the mob?
I did figure out how to fix the critical hit roll in D&D Beyond, by the way,
Okay.
for the Beyond 20 extension.
A 16
cool.
hit? Oh, that damage, though.
16
It's 10 damage.
does
I meant
hit.
Oh, roll your d20 second time, Pika.
Yep, you get
Because you
advantage,
do have
so
advantage.
we'll take whichever one's higher. So we'll take the 16.
16.
Alright, which is a total of 10 damage. He is still standing,
Do you want to do
but
the,
he is
the
looking
fancy...
very bloody.
Do you want to do the grave on that one?
Whales from the grave? Well, she has to pick a second target.
Yeah, he said
Right,
this
that's
one.
why I said that
So,
one.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Whales from the Grave, and...
So that's a crit.
that... I forget, is there a save for that?
No, it's just damage.
It's collateral damage.
Okay. So 6
She can only do it
on-
twice now, I think, though. So she can't do it again until after we've rested.
Yeah, it's a set
Okay.
number.
So 6
That's
on
6
that
to the one right there. Yep.
Okay. Got it. And to the Dire? Wait, the Dire gets 6? I thought it was just hits first and second.
I- Don't think it hits both, but
Whales.
immediately after you deal your sneak attack damage to a creature on your turn, you can target a second creature that you can see.
Yeah,
Roll
it
half the
doesn't
number
do
of
extra
creature types from your
damage to the
turn, and the
first one.
second creature takes damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only the second creature takes the damage.
Specifically from that ability.
Oh, no, I just read it. It's 17th level. It can hit the first target.
Gotcha. Yeah, you are not 17th level.
Not there yet.
We're
Can I
getting
not
it, are
use
we?
Can I not
No, we're not
No.
gonna get there.
No, you're not.
Can I not use the necro on it? I'm the one who wants to kill it.
I'm not intending to kill it. I'm intending to give it one more chance to leave with a command roll.
No, it's gotta die now.
Okay. I was gonna show mercy.
You can do that because making it leave will force it to will
We'll
force
incur
attacks of
opportunity
opportunity.
attacks. Yeah. So you'll still be able to kill it on its way out.
Yeah, 3 of you will get opportunity attack if it tries to leave.
Yeah. I mean, he may pass the spell DC again, but
Yep.
I want to at least try. Saflin is going to try.
Alright, so it is Saflin's turn.
Alright, so Saflin is going to attempt to command it because she doesn't want to see this thing die. Necessarily.
Because Safi's a goody goody. That's why we love her.
Yeah.
She's a chaotic goody goody. Poor Awu. Oh,
Yeah.
the awoos. It has to die, Meteor. It has to die.
But yeah. Zaphlin
Cue flashback gif.
is going to attempt to command, and I actually had a question. For this staff, for the Staff of Charming, it says I can use an action to expend one of its charms to cast, but it doesn't say at which level. So would you, like, it attached to the staff, it says first level. If I
Okay.
wanted to cast it at second level, would I just have to not use the cast to do that, or would I just use multiple charges?
I know my stuff is per charge. On
I
my.
would
Because if I can expend more
say-
charges to cast it at second, I would. It
Yeah.
just changes the number of targets. Doesn't change.
I
anything
would
else.
say yeah, it would use an extra charge for each level.
All right, so I will use 2 more charges for a total of 3 charges used. For command at second level, which lets me hit 2 targets. Because maybe if I don't hit the direwolf, maybe I'll hit this one. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Try to hit them both.
All right, so they both need to do what kind of save?
So I speak the command leave. This is your last chance. So command word leave. They have to do a wisdom saving throw. And they need to get a 14 or higher.
All right, so wisdom. They both have +1.
And they both succeed.
Save. They both
Dang
save.
it. All right, well.
Wow. They are
that was their
getting
last chance.
they are getting really good on their saves.
That's fine. That was my action. I still have a bonus.
My rolls today are pretty good.
Apparently. I was trying to give them an opportunity to get out. They did not take it. And since that was a staff spell, I'm going to leave this up to you, Meteor. Am I allowed to healing word since it's a staff spell or no? Because healing word's
Is it a
first
bonus
level.
action?
It would normally be a bonus action, but the 1 level spell per turn rule does apply, so that's up to you. If the staff makes it count as a cantrip, so that I can do it. That's a you call.
Let me pull up your
Because magical items are weird.
character sheet.
Healing word would be a first level spell.
All right, so your
The Staff of the Woodlands?
Charming.
The Staff of Charming.
Command, charm person, comprehend languages. What is it you're trying to do?
I was asking, since I used the staff to cast command instead of expending an actual spell slot, would that count it as not having spent a leveled spell that turn, so I could still do healing word as a bonus action?
I would say casting it at an extra level would take your action. So you would still have a bonus action.
I'm saying as it count as a leveled spell.
He doesn't want to cast it at an extra level.
Because
you can't.
Because you can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same thing.
Correct.
I see what you're saying.
That's the thing I'm trying to figure out.
I would say it does count as a leveled spell when casting it at an extra level.
Okay. Because that's a D&D. That's a raw rule. You can't cast multiple leveled spells during your turn.
Yep.
Even if one's an action and one's a bonus. You can cast a cantrip and a leveled spell.
Yeah, I'd say that's
and if a feature gives you a spell, it usually gives it to you as a cantrip.
Yeah, I'd say
if you don't expend a slot.
I'd say because you upped it, that made it count as the.
Okay, that's cool. So that's fine. I still have something I can do.
Yeah, if you did it at the normal, then it would not.
Then I will instead. Let's see here. All right, similar question for Misty Step then. Since that's a feat-enabled spell that I can do without expending a spell slot, would that one be allowed or no?
Yeah, that should be allowed.
Okay,
That would
so
be
I
like
will
bonus
Misty
action,
Step.
I think.
I will Misty Step away from the wolf that I'm near.
Okay.
That will be my bonus action, and then I'll use the rest of my movement
Alright.
to move further away.
And where are you going to?
Because Misty Step is I teleport up to 30 feet to an occupied space that I can see. And because it's a teleport, I don't believe I take an attack of opportunity. But
Correct.
if I do, I'll take it. Yeah, but
Yeah,
because
you
it's
would
a
not-
Teleport's
teleport,
one of the movement forms that doesn't provoke.
yep, I'm gonna probably join Aurora, take some heat off of Aurora.
You don't actually move; you just poof out of existence and appear
Yeah, I
at the
just
other
poof
place.
over here, so I'm over here now. Take some heat off of Aurora. And yeah, that'll be end of my turn. That's it.
Okay. Then next is the one below Aurora, who's going to try to bite him and miss.
Okay.
Then the one to the left of Aurora, which is going to miss.
Okay.
Then Callan.
They get to roll twice.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, so we'll take both of those as the first ones, and we'll do.
Can I retcon and say that I poofed here, just
Sure.
so Aurora gets flanking bonus?
Sure.
Okay.
If that, as long as that's within the 30 feet, which I believe it is.
Yeah, it should be. I was
Alright.
here.
All right, so 18
Yeah,
plus
it's within.
4 is going to hit for 22. So that's 2d4 plus 2, I think. Yeah, 2d4 plus 2 for 7 damage to Aurora. Is the stone skin still up, or
Stone's Endurance, that was the reaction for
Just
that
reaction?
one
It's
thing.
an instant and over.
okay?
Yeah, it's not still there.
Okay. Well, then 7 damage to Aurora. He's now at 18.
What was the attack roll against him?
22.
Yeah, 22.
I would Silvery Barbs that
Okay.
because I got my reaction back.
18 was the first one. It would just cancel out the double 20. Adding
Yeah.
disadvantage and advantage would cancel out 18 was the first roll, so it'd still hit. So it's up to you.
Gotcha.
True.
Okay, I wasn't aware that he had taken 2 at once. I missed the first one. That's my bad.
Yep.
That's
Because of pack tactic, you got the
Yeah,
advantage.
I won't interfere.
Okay.
Then.
Well, then I'm putting the 7 back on.
That's a really good first roll. If it'd been 8 and 18, then it would have been great.
Right.
Yeah. If he's getting attacked a second time from the other wolf, I'll interfere on that one.
Yeah.
And the
At
first
this point.
wolf just missed
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah. So that's why I was confused.
Yep. Okay. Well, then now it is Callan. And Callan, he is going to attack the one that's in front of Lilia. He's not going to steal. He's not going to steal the hit from San on the
That's a
direwolf.
nat 20.
That's not me.
Oh.
That's Firedale doing something weird. Okay, so Saflin is surrounded by a silvery mist that obscures her completely. It dissipates and she's gone until she's noticed on the other side of the wolf.
He narrated Misty Step.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so Callan is going to roll his to hit.
I
which
didn't get to do it like
is
this time
a
around, so I had
plus
to.
5 for 23.
Nice.
And he is going to cast Chaos Bolts again. Right? Yeah. And that's going to do 2d8.
I agree, Abby.
Plus 1d6.
I agree.
And it's gonna do force damage for 16. So it's gonna slam it up against the wall next to Lilia, and it is going to kill it outright.
Thank you, Stick. We'll just yell across. Thank you, Stick.
And
I guess that's a
that
thanking
was
me
which
for
one?
fixing your head earlier.
E, J, and D. So that was H. Okay. Okay, and then his force ballista, or not force ballista, his flamethrower ballista. He's gonna have it stand down because he can't hit anything else without hitting other people.
Okay.
Not the tail.
Yeah, any of the ones he would try to attack would hit someone else too.
I mean, I've not actually taken damage yet, so I probably would have been okay with that, but...
So, let's see. Yeah.
So I would have been in the very edge of the arc. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I don't think
Talon, I'm fire resistant. Just fire.
Aurora would... So it would be like...
Do you
I'm
think
assuming
Callan
it's fire,
would do
right?
it? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
flamethrower.
I don't think Callan would do it, no.
No? He forgets how much I enjoy being on fire?
It would hit Aurora.
Okay. Yeah, if he could have made it so it wouldn't have also hit Aurora.
Yeah. Yep. I think the only one... Yeah, he might be able to hit that one. So if he moves it here, he can hit J without hit. He can hit this one without hitting
Curio.
this one or Curio. Okay, he'll do that.
Curio quickly hugs his tail to his chest.
Alright, so it's gonna roll... oh no, it's a dex save, so they'll roll...
Yeah, I'm guessing he couldn't move enough to make his arc right here. At the tip.
Not... That's what I was trying to do.
Because I don't care if I get a full blast of it. It's fire.
So dex 13, I think. Yeah, dex 13, and he rolled a 14, so he saves. Dealing half damage instead of full damage. Which is still 2d8. For 6 damage. To this one. And that one is dead.
Yay!
Alright. So then Callan's just going to stay right where he is. Because he has a perfect vantage from where he is to hit everything.
Need to move.
Which brings it to Aurora.
Alright. So Aurora has, again, 2 targets in front of him. And he probably can kind of perceive that they've got the direwolf. They're good.
Yeah.
And he did do the one thing.
Yeah, he has Branded Smite ready. So that exists. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So he's going to attack with his greatsword and attach the Branded Smite on the end.
Okay. On which one?
The one closest to Safi or the one towards Lilia?
Does he get flanking on this one because I'm here?
Yes.
That was the intent of my movement.
Yep.
So yeah, he'll get advantage on that one. So we're gonna go for this one.
Okay. Go for it.
And then I want to do advantage with the great
He
sword.
needs to. Neither of those have been hit yet. By the way.
It's still not going to be hit.
Nope.
Nope.
That was
it
a
is
very,
not.
very poor roll.
On the upside, the branding smite sticks around until it hits. So
Yep. So
Right.
it's still there. It's just not doing anything right now.
All right.
That's
any
all right.
bonus action?
what level is command?
Command is
It's a first level
I
spell.
mean, what action? Is it a bonus action?
It's an action.
Okay.
He could do compelled duel as a bonus action, but if they're not leaving him, it doesn't really do anything.
Right.
He
well.
could cure. No, that's an action.
He could lay on hands. That's a thing. He could lay on hands himself. I believe that's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So he'll lay on hands himself if he can.
How many points down is he?
He has 25 out of 36. He's 11 points down.
Yeah, 'cause he
no,
can do
no,
it to
he's
15.
You need to refresh. He's at 18
I need
out
to
of
refresh.
36.
Okay, so he's more down.
Oh,
He's-
never mind.
He
he's
can lay on
18
hands
down.
20.
He's exactly half his health,
Yeah, he can lay on hands 20.
so he could fill up to full.
I don't know that he would.
I'd say
Because-
15. That way he has 5 just in case disease later in the day.
Right, because he doesn't get it back until a long rest.
Right.
So he'd probably use all but 5.
He gets.
And we have a lot of healing after this is over.
Yeah.
So he'll heal up 15 from lay on hands.
Okay.
And so his pool will be reduced down to 5 for now.
Because Lilia would be able to take care of any cuts or scrapes.
Yep.
That's my
This
plan.
is just to keep him up right now.
Because he kind of
Hang
got
on.
hit pretty hard.
Hang on.
Yep.
Is that a bonus action or an action?
It's a feature, I think.
Lay on
but that's
hands
a good
pool says
question.
one action.
As an action. Oh, yep. Yep.
Oh, yep. Then nope, he's fine.
Nope.
Nothing
so
else he
he's
can do.
not, He's not doing
Yep.
anything, I guess.
Yep. I just noticed the one action
Well, he
right
has
there.
the prayer bead things are.
Yeah, he could use that for
True.
healing because that always counts as a bonus action.
Yep.
Yeah, so he can, I think, cure wounds. Probably the one he can do. If he has cure wounds on this
Yep,
one.
the necklace of prayer beads. It is there.
Yeah,
So
so he
one
would
It
D8.
says
use-
one action, but it is actually a
Uh,
bonus action.
So it's 2d8 plus 2? Is it? Oh no, that's it.
Cure wounds at second
Second
level,
level.
it says.
Yeah, you just roll it 2d8 plus 2.
Okay, so 2d8 plus 2.
Or fire can click it, I guess.
So 9.
I can do
Okay.
that. There you go.
Oh, Firedale. Okay.
Yeah, ignore mine. I was just seeing what would happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I rolled
14.
it. It's a 14.
14. Okay.
So there we go.
All right. So
So he used the necklace.
he's only down 4 now.
It's interesting that it did the whole different thing there. Like yours included the components, but mine didn't. How strange.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Okay. So then it is now Lilia's turn.
So he almost dealt as much as we want him to deal with the other.
Yep.
Okay. What I'm going to do is have. I can't move it. Banana.
Oh.
Moved.
Sorry. Yep. Controlled by Banana.
Here.
There you go.
Okay, so
You can move it now.
It's moving here. Right?
Yep. There you go.
There it goes.
And
And
I
it gets
guess
to attack.
it's a normal attack, right?
It's the
It's not my bonus, correct?
Bonus action to move it, and it doesn't attack if it gets near something, I think. Because you use the action to summon it in the first place.
All right. So
it's just the attack,
moving and attack are all bonus action.
Yeah.
It's the move and attack is one thing that happens together,
Okay.
and it's a bonus action that you get to use.
Okay. Then yeah,
Correct.
just
So you still
roll the
have your main
damage.
action if you choose.
Yep.
Roll to
Yep.
hit and damage.
yeah, roll to hit and then damage.
So roll the
Where
plus
the
4.
hell is
Yep.
it?
But it uses your thing, and the wolf isn't considered flanked because you're not flanking the wolf.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's the same one you did before. The plus 4.
Sorry, it's not flanked, so I don't get advantage, correct?
Correct. It's a normal roll. 18 's
18
still pretty
hits. 18
Yeah.
hits. Roll damage.
Yeah. Click you to roll damage.
Why is it giving me only 3
Wow.
damage?
Wow.
Because the D8 sucks.
Because the D8 does not like you.
That
That's
is the
3 times in a row.
Yep.
I feel like
here. Roll it one more time just to check.
roll just the damage.
Yeah, roll just the damage. Yep.
Okay.
See,
Hey, so it
you
does
just
not
got really
broken.
unlucky.
Not
So
broken.
that's my first action, correct?
That's a bonus action.
Yeah, that was your bonus action.
You
so
still have
You
your
still have
main
your action
action
and your
a
move.
move.
Well, I don't want to move, so I guess the other thing I'll do is
So you
I
could do
can
a
do a
direct
cantrip,
attack if
right?
you wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do a cantrip.
is the one that I hit damaged at all?
Yes, you just hit it.
You just damaged
Yep.
it. So
Right. Duh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other one is not damaged though.
You gonna do Toll of the Dead?
Yep.
Alright.
Nice.
So I will say if you focus on this one, it is not damaged.
Yeah,
Right.
now
She
Toll
wants to hit the one with damage because
Okay.
she gets
because
bonus.
Toll of the Dead does a D12 if it's already hurt.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why
Toll
I
of
keep
the-
asking, is it damaged?
Okay.
Because it
I
changes the dice.
was thinking you wanted the opposite. I was thinking you wanted undamaged ones. So
Be careful
10.
with how you roll Toll of the Dead. Make sure that
Why?
it actually rolled the D12.
It
Okay,
did.
it did.
Good. I
I
read that it was buggy earlier. Doesn't
I
always
did my
roll it
normal
correctly.
click.
Yep.
Oh,
All right. So that
You're
one
alright. It rolled a
is
D12.
dead.
okay, so I don't want to move.
Hold on.
What?
I'm sorry. It needs to roll the saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I told
It's
Meteor
hard
that
to
I will
DC
help him out for things,
12.
Yep. Yep.
even if it's sucky for us, just because he's trying to
It
learn.
It failed
failed.
the saving throw, so it's
It
It
fine.
failed.
definitely took the damage.
That's fine.
Good job.
Okay, so now I don't want to move. That means my turn's over, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
so now Luna's.
Luna
Correct.
has
She's gonna
become a
go-
beast.
Correct.
Luna up here,
Panther taking out wolves.
and
15 does hit for piercing damage.
Now it's hurt.
Mm-hmm. No, it's taking damage.
All right. It is still up though, because that was the first damage it took.
yep.
All right. So Curio, you're up.
Well, Seflin's done that. Sans claimed it. So I'm going to do the only thing I should do.
Disengage.
No, I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
San said it had to die. I tried to give it mercy. San said it had to die. So,
San also claimed that she wanted to kill it.
Right.
well, yeah, but
Okay.
If
It's
it gets
either-
killed, it's the dice's decision.
yeah.
12
Yep.
is going to miss.
Okay, so my second unarmed attack. I'm attacking to knock out, so
All right.
Attacking to knock unconscious, not to kill.
That does hit. So it does 7 damage, and it is now unconscious.
okay, it's laying there at your feet, son. Since it's now unconscious, 1, 2.
Yeah,
I
non-lethal.
will go down here just in case it's needed.
Okay. That brings it to the direwolf's turn, which it will do a death saving throw. since you did not actually try to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one fail.
Okay. It gets 2 more. If Son attacks it, it's an auto crit. It's automatically 2 fails.
Yep. Okay,
Oh,
San.
It's an auto crit. She gets to double her dice. She gets the sneak attack.
Yep.
So I set this thing up for you to kill.
Doesn't matter. He's failed 1 death saving throw. Any attack is automatically 2 failed.
Yep, but
death saving throws.
he's
So
been saying she's gonna overkill it.
Yeah, I set this thing up for her to have her way with.
For the sake of her going to sleep, though, if she wanted to just know that it's dead, that will kill it. Before you roll anything, it will die.
All right, San. Go ahead.
Son asked nicely, so Curio was being a good friend.
San
Whispers in
leans
its
down and
ear.
tells it, "For attacking our pack, you've sealed your fate."
It can't hear you because it's unconscious, but it sounds menacing.
All right, that's gonna hit, and it is now dead.
Hold on, let's see the total. You get double that damage. So roll another d4. And now roll 2 of or double your sneak attack damage.
Yeah, roll your sneak attack damage with advantage, so roll it twice.
Yeah, so she says she's just stabbing it straight on the top of the head.
14, 28 damage.
Alright,
It's
probably dead.
So this large direwolf is laying in front of you. You whisper down, telling it that it's sealed its fate, and you plunge your necrotic dagger into its skull. And you see like a little like black lines coming out of your dagger into its head, dealing the necrotic damage. And it is dead.
So now that Alpha Wolf is dead, how's this other wolf looking?
Well, he doesn't get to go yet, so.
Yep. So it is
Morrow
now
has a
Morrow's
chance to go
turn.
fight him. And if Morrow leaves him standing, I have a chance.
Yep.
We do have a spot open for Morrow down here.
It's getting
I
a
have a
cramp
spot.
down here.
Yep.
We're just surrounding this poor wolf.
Yeah, it is surrounded now.
You might as well remove the direwolf from the board.
Roll again just in case it
There you go.
crits.
Yep.
Nope, so 12 damage.
Okay.
Okay, 12 damage, kills it.
He's gone.
All right. Well done, everyone. Another
And,
combat succeeded.
Can we roll to loot the wolves?
Yes.
No,
No?
no.
We're not gonna feed it tomorrow.
I want to bury them. At least I could
Okay,
do.
but you didn't want to collect a fang as a trophy?
No,
Okay.
Pelts are worth money.
no.
Pelts are worth money.
No.
I'll digress to Son.
I will fight you. Don't take nothing.
So she wants to pay respect to the wolves.
Alright. Yeah, if Son
They may-
protests, then I won't.
They may have disrespected us, but they're still wolves.
Okay, so can we check the area? Because I'm noticing a thing up here.
It's very possible that these wolves have killed others.
Yeah, we could search around, I
Alright.
guess.
Are you talking about that thing on the ground?
This.
You mean the dead body?
That's a flower.
How is that a flower?
It's like
it's
the
a
other
flower.
ones that are around.
It's set
to me,
dressing.
That's a dead
Where's
That
where
is
do
a
you see
dead
it?
Oh
body.
no, you're right.
Where?
You're right. That is a dead body.
It's set dressing, though. He didn't plan for it.
I didn't even notice that was there.
So no.
It's probably a skeleton that's been picked clean.
Yeah, also consider the map is not necessarily the rule of there's something here. That's Meteor's decision and our investigation rolls. So just because you see it on the battle map doesn't mean
Alright.
it's there.
I'll rule that that's there. I did not notice it there before, but we'll...
Well, we would still have to roll to find it.
Where is this? I don't even see it, and I can see the map.
In the top
Top right
corner.
Out of where we should have been able to see without rolling.
Oh yeah, it's way up there.
Yeah, we
Yep.
should not have been able to
It-
see that.
It's where the dire wolf was. So yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah,
see it
so-
from down here, but you
That
could...
technically would be fog of war.
So yeah, investigation, but it's a pretty obvious thing.
Yep. So go ahead and roll investigation for whoever wants to.
I'd just like to look around and see.
Yeah, it's just slightly metagamey,
Yep.
but it's okay.
I mean, we would have looked around because if they've been here attacking people, it's very possible that others coming through here would have been attacked. And they wouldn't have any use for trinkets and treasures.
But my thought is the direwolf was up there. What if there was something around it?
Alright. Callan's gonna roll, and Aurora's gonna roll, and they both roll horribly. Callan's investigation
And then
is
Son
plus 5.
spends
So Callan got a 15, Aurora got a 5.
her sleepy
4.
time to dig graves because digging takes forever.
I'll say
Noted.
with the 16 from Lilia, you go up there and you find that dead body there. It's been picked clean, but in its clutched hand, is a wolf fang.
Okay. So I'll pick it up and I'll hand it to San to bury with one of the wolves.
Alright, so you find some soft soil that you can bury them. No problem.
Also, before we do the burying thing, I do want... Can everybody come and stand near me, please, and thank you.
Yeah, I meant to roll stealth for the second one and I misclicked. I was trying to do it without Son noticing. But
Although, apparently I don't need it, so I'm just going to
it was
cast.
a nat 1, so it didn't happen.
I'm just going to cast this. Did that do it?
Yeah!
Nat 20.
Where did that come from?
My staff.
Oh,
Oh, your staff
Um,
lets you cast 5th levels right now? Nice.
It's got 10
well, it's
charges.
specific. See, she is a cleric, and it's a
Nice.
staff of that's perfect. So she
It
doesn't
has
have
10
to level
charges
it
and
up.
it uses 5 out of the
Yeah,
10
my
charges.
my staff of charming would technically be able to do the same thing if there were higher level spells on it, which there
Alright.
aren't.
So I assume that's dissipated between everyone.
Yes.
Should be everybody.
Yeah, so Callan was at full health.
Yeah,
Saflin was at
5th
full health.
level.
Lilia's at full health.
I'm at
Thon
full
and
health.
Moro.
At full health.
Aurora is
Also,
definitely at full health now.
Luna is down.
Oh, also,
Alright. So
if
I
you had temporary hit points, make sure you resolve that.
yeah. So what I'm saying is the only
Let's
two
just
people
cast
who
the-
were down
be
health
gone.
were Aurora and Luna, I think.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do something less
Less-
strong,
Less extreme.
Fine.
She wants to show off.
If you
Yeah.
want to show
No,
off, that's
I'll
fine.
fix it. I'll fix it. I'll take the charges away.
yeah. That way you still have it if you need it, because this is still midday.
We're not done, yeah. We have a lot of day left.
Yeah, but I don't have much spells. Then again, I have the wand, so.
That's what you use the staff for, is the spells, the lower level spells, they don't take a spell slot. So you keep your charges for that.
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then is. What does Prayer of Healing
Grace
do?
rolls nearby and piles a few stones on top and says a mini prayer with Moro. Okay.
I'll do a Prayer of Healing then.
So you bury them like up here. Over by the pocket bacon.
And that's what the prayer of healing is.
Really? By the pocket bacon?
Yep. Up to 6 creatures, 2d8 plus your spellcast. Okay.
Yep. So
Me and put
those
'em
two
up
will
there.
heal 19 points, which I
Yep.
think puts them
Over
both
there.
up to full.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
By the way, aren't I also damaged?
Are you?
Yeah? Yeah?
Then
Okay.
you would also heal 19.
Yep.
Yeah, it counts up to 6 creatures. So
Yep. Your choice, so you can choose yourself.
And I don't think I was hit again since. So I still have the +5 temp hit points.
So each person heals 19?
yes, it's not split. It is everyone
pretty good.
heals that.
Yeah.
Same thing for Mass Cure.
All right. So Aurora is back up to full then. Yeah, these wolves hated humans.
Son,
So
we didn't make you kill the wolves. The wolf made you do it. It
So-
didn't
Yeah,
leave
we
you
She-
didn't.
she's-
We didn't make you do anything. I tried
No.
to get them to leave.
no, she's talking to me.
Oh.
Oh, well, she spoke as Son, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, by the way,
She's saying she
it
can't
was-
believe I made her. kill wolves.
It was buried in the prayer of healing, casting, but I did say that the final mirror image duplicate faded away now
Okay.
that the battle's over. So
Okay.
there's only one of me now.
There we go.
So Morrow can stop panicking about multiple saplin. There's only one
Okay.
now.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and end it there, because we are well over time.
Yeah.
So good job, everyone, with another successful battle, and we will pick up here next time.
Bye, everybody.
So for those of you
Everyone.
watching, thank you so much, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.